Super Bowl 39 and the World Series. This is a presentation of Fox Sports.
Welcome to the Dodge Dakota pregame show, brought to you by the 2005 Dodge Dakota.
A long time ago, at the dawn of the 20th century, the war between the Pilgrims and the Highlanders began. The Pilgrims would become Red Sox, and the Highlanders became Yankees, as this war would rage into the 21st century.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic, before the Dark Times, before the Empire.
For decades, baseball battles would be fought on the field of play as the evil empire of New York grew by 26 championships. And in more recent times, this war would escalate to a level never before seen. And the baseball battles raged on and off the field.
Don Zimmer and Pedro Martinez.
Is the dark side stronger?
No. The Empire grew stronger with the recruitment of A-Rod.
The number 13, Alex Rodriguez of the New York Yankees.
Or did it?
But how am I to know the good side from the bad?
You will know. Join me, A-Rod. Join the dark side. Together, we cannot be defeated. The very same A-Rod who was once believed to be a Jedi by the rebel Red Sox forces from the north.
I won't fail you. I'm not afraid.
Last year, these rebels were cowboys, but then boom hit a devastating bomb into the Bronx night. So now they prefer to be just idiots.
I think when you have idiots on a team, you know, like Kevin and myself.
If that's what they wish, so be it, rebels.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
You talk about looking for a reason. Here we go. Baratek and A-Rod.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Oh, that's all.
You are beaten. It is useless to resist.
Ribbon in the air to deep right field. Red Sox win it.
I got him. Great kid. Don't get cocky.
Vader.
The Force will be with you, always.
The Red Sox rebels stand just 7 battles away from that final frontier of defeating the enemy evil empire. But the empire will always strike back.
Can't we all just get along?
I'm real dowdy, Pedro. The Star Wars trilogy available on DVD, but this epic battle is coming to you live right now on Fox. Yankees, Red Sox. The rivalry remains red hot. The temperature of the night air, okay, a tad chilly. Maybe some football weather appropriate, don't you think? Because with these two, it could get physical, especially since the war of words have already started.
I'm not sure I can think of any scenario more enjoyable than making 55,000 people from New York shut up.
Ooh,
oh boy.
boy.
The battle's already started.
Welcome
Jeannie.
inside the Fox Network Center. Jeannie's Alaska along with Kevin Kennedy. Here we go again. Some of the faces have changed, but the blood feud remains the same. Mr. Schilling wasting no time spreading the love.
We've heard this before. When he was with the D-backs before Game 6, he told me, you know, we're going to win today, and when we do that, we're going to win Game 7. That came to be true. Kurt is bold. He's confident. He's got the stuff usually to back it up. But before Game 1 in Yankee Stadium, where he hasn't pitched as a Red Sox pitcher before, that's very bold, and he's put it all on himself right now. He's either the hero or the GOAT.
All right, let's talk about Mariano Rivera, who was on a charter plane to get back to the stadium to be at the ballpark tonight. Unfortunately, at a funeral. We know he's going to be there physically, but mentally, Skip.
Well, mentally, it's tough. Obviously, there's no question. But the fact that he's back, it's almost better that he's with his teammates and probably wants to pitch. I'm sure he does. He's going to tell Joe Torre, get me in there. He'll be ready, I'm sure. I think the other question for the Yankees, Tommy Gordon got hit in his left eye by a champagne cork the other day in their celebration, and he has some concerns. I mean, he's going to go out there. Tommy's going to do it if he has to close tonight, but, you know, he can face the hitters and see them fine. He has some blurriness in the left eye. He's worried about comebackers and other things that he has to do on the mound. So there are some major concerns for the bullpen tonight for the Yankees.
Now, minor concern for the Red Sox. Curt Schilling walked into Yankee Stadium with an obvious limp, wearing a boot on the right foot to protect the ankle from what's been diagnosed as tendonitis. But nothing could fully prepare the new faces on either roster for this rivalry.
Let's get it on. The Yankees will
You can never prepare for this. People can tell you all they want about how intense every series is, how intense the Boston series is. You can never describe how it is until you play in it.
When I realized last winter that the Patriots were winning like 30 straight games and every front page story was about the Red Sox, I started to get an inkling of what it meant. I mean, there's so much respect between the two organizations on a player's level, and so much hatred in the bleachers.
No matter where you've come from, once you put the uniform on with the Sox and the Yankees, you instantly become part of this great rivalry. Look, since 2002, the balance of both clubs. The wins are even in 64 matches. The runs are even. Average ERA, last at-bat wins. Well, we know what the last one, it was Boone hitting that game-winning home run.
Curt Schilling could have been a Yankee.
Yes, he could, but he comes back to the organization. He originally signed with an 86. Good fastball, good split. We know that. 94, 95, great command, north and south, both sides of the plate. He'll flip in the breaking ball. He'll be ready. We'll see how the right leg is tonight. Mike Mussina, well, we know this guy's got great stuff. 93, 94 fastball, good command. Two types of breaking ball, one more over the top, one more three-quarters. He likes the backdoor at times for lefties and down and away to right-handers. Here's what they have versus each other this season as far as Curt Schilling versus the Yankees. 2-0, that's great. Look at the ERA, almost 5. Run support, the most in Major League Baseball. 7.5 runs with that great offense the Red Sox have. Mike Mussina, 2-1, 3.5 earned run average. He pitches well, always in the postseason, but seems never to get enough run support.
Yeah, publicly complaining about that last year.
Well, but then he came back in Game 7 when Clemens got knocked out and pitched very well. He's got the stuff to do it. He's got ace stuff. He was one in Baltimore. Great matchup once again. These two faced each other last year in game before, and you know, it's going to be a great match. They faced each other in the 2001 World Series, I should say, in Game 1.
All right, I know you're waiting for the GOAT here, so let's move on. Still ahead, a trade guarantees nothing but a chance. An exorcism, now that could pay dividends. A nation uprises far away from the eastern seaboard when we come back.
The Simpsons' epic 16th season will control your television with the all-new Treehouse of Horror. The Simpsons face the tiny terrors inside the human body.
Why is my suit so revealing?
That's what turns a mediocre voyage into a fantastic voyage.
Sunday, November 7th, The Simpsons' Treehouse of Horror is all new and is only on Fox.
Subway Restaurants introduces new hot oven-toasted subs, like the Toasted Chicken Bacon Ranch sub, toasted top to bottom and all the way through on our fresh baked bread. A great new taste no one can resist.
That's our sub.
Dude, you gotta stop doing that.
Subway's new Toasted Chicken Bacon Ranch. Oven toasting brings out a great new taste. Great for dinner or anytime.
I just want to look at it.
Subway, eat fresh.
Send in the experts from Hotels.com and plan a relaxing getaway at a price that will help you rest easy, like Miami from just $49.95. Hotels.com. Best prices, best places, guaranteed.
I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy in infancy.
He has to see a mirror image every day of his life of what he could be and what he should be as a twin.
Cerebral palsy has made my life very challenging.
His life is different with stem cells. It doesn't have to be that way.
I think stem cell research offers that potential to help not only me, but so many people who have debilitating and life-threatening conditions.
We don't know the whole promise of stem cells, but we're never going to know unless we do that research.
Is DNA really evidence?
For Jen, truth was relative. Then she got Washington Mutual free checking. She liked the no hidden fees, and they inspired Jen to be more truthful.
Your Honor, my client pleads guilty.
I what?
Well, you are.
Hi, I just changed lanes without signaling. Oh, and my plates are expired.
Nice deck. Not really. We built it ourselves.
Way to go, Jen. We appreciate your bold honesty.
In-depth election coverage on KTVU Channel 2 News. Sunday, November 7th, this billionaire is going to take 12 Ivy League hotshots and harass them.
You're stupid? Really? I think I could kill you.
Embarrass them.
Do you have your own marketing firm? Who cares?
And humiliate them.
Run for your lives.
The paper jam! There's a paper jam!
All in the pursuit of a dream job.
Welcome to my world. If this is part of his world, this is where I need to be.
That doesn't exist.
Get the hell out of my office. Get the hell out of my office. Knock, knock. Who's it? Get the hell out of my office.
Meet my big, fat, obnoxious boss.
Hey, how about we, jacuzzi?
It's time to stick it to the smart guys. Sunday, November 7th on Fox.
Welcome back to the Dodge Dakota pregame show, brought to you by the 2005 Dodge Dakota.
We're sorry no more. We didn't mean to bring you down. We're sorry no more. Please don't leave our little town. There is no tomorrow if you don't come back. It's not that we don't love you. We're blinded by the fact we haven't won for so long. We're sorry no more.
Was that Aaron Boone in there?
Yeah, how about
Let's talk about
A-Rod?
another shortstop that almost got traded.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that unbelievable? Look what A-Rod has done in the postseason at Yankee Stadium. Some of these obviously with the Seattle Mariners, but right now he's on his game. The divisionals, 421, a defining moment for A-Rod. Obviously, game 2, that double against the Twins. They came back and won, swept it. That's why we're here.
All right, let's get you out to the ball game. 5 outs away from advancing to the World Series. 361 days later, the Red Sox are back with a vengeance.
Hello, sick people. In the interest of saving time and avoiding a lot of useless chit-chat later, I'm Dr. Gregory House.
I was expecting you in my office 20 minutes ago.
Well, that's odd, because I had no intention of being in your office 20 minutes ago. $50. You want to bet on the patient's health? Or you think that's bad luck? We had 6 symptoms that didn't add up to anything. Now we got 7. Who's excited?
This fall, if there is a cure, he will find it.
If these two have different reactions, we'll know how to save the rest.
When there's no hope, he's the answer.
You're risking a patient's life.
From the director of X-Men and the Usual Suspects.
Should I just continue the treatment, boss?
You got lucky.
Cool, huh?
House premieres Tuesday, November 16th on Fox.
Arrested Development is going places because we won the Emmy for Best Comedy.
Are you too big to sit on your pop's lap and drive?
Catch the season premiere Sunday, November 7th on Fox. You'll never think of Thursdays the same way again when the OC premieres on its new night.
I own this town. Sure you do. You bought it.
Don't miss a second of television's biggest phenomenon, the OC season premiere, Thursday, November 4th on Fox.
He went from high school dropout to one of the richest men in the world.
The name's Branson. Sir Richard Branson.
Branson created his Virgin Empire with the fearlessness of a true maverick and recently grabbed headlines with his plan to fly tourists into space.
We made history today with Spaceship One.
Now, this billionaire adventurer has a new show just as exciting as his life.
We're not selling lemonade.
When 16 contestants go around the world to test their business sense and sense of adventure.
Live and let die.
The ultimate risk taker is taking us all on a reality challenge beyond anyone's imagination. And it's all to win the biggest prize in reality TV history. The Rebel Billionaire premieres Tuesday, November 9th on Fox.
This is the best rivalry in sports. Come to the Bronx, get your face painted. Who do you love? The Red Sox or the Yankees? This is the ALCS, and it starts tonight on Fox. And now welcome Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, Tim McCarver, and Al Leiter in just a second. Well, it's hard to believe it was almost exactly 1 year ago tonight that Aaron Boone hit that 11th inning home run to beat the Red Sox, put the Yankees in the World Series, add more heartbreak to the Boston fans, and yet, for some reason, it seemed predetermined that we'd be right back here a year later for a rematch of sorts. And Tim McCarver, we're ready to tee it up and let it fly, and it just seems right to be here tonight.
These two cities simmering with enthusiasm and anticipation, almost knowing that the Yankees and the Red Sox would meet to determine who represents the American League in the World Series. Two vaunted offenses. They led the American League in runs scored, 1 and 2. And it's ironic that Curt Schilling is the man who everybody is focused on and not the offensive players of both teams.
But to be honest, Curt Schilling, this is the reason why they went out to get him, to try to beat the Yankees and finally get back to the World Series. They're glad he's on their team. We're glad to have Al Leiter on our team. So I'll ask you, what do the Yankees need to do to beat Curt Schilling?
The Yankees need to be patient. They need to be able to get Curt Schilling to work the count and get deeper in the count, not be afraid to go the other way, not to be able to afraid to foul some balls off and be able to get Curt Schilling to get his pitch count up to get to bullpen early.
You can already hear this crowd getting ready. One other note, Mariano Rivera is quote-unquote minutes away. He will be available in the bullpen tonight for Joe Torre if he needs him. Over the next week, it'll be fun when these two storied franchises with some obvious differences get together to figure out who represents the AL in the World Series.
Whoa. Oh.
The all-new Dodge Dakota.
Nice, yeah.
With the only V8 in its class.
This is gonna look great in our bedroom. You are such an
And the most overall interior room.
wonderful man.
16 million people will come to WebMD this month. Some will learn about a condition or a diagnosis. Others will chat with experts. Many will simply decide when to visit a doctor. We'll help them all to navigate WebMD's wealth of medically reviewed information to find exactly what they need. Americans may have thousands of different questions about their health, but now they have a single place to find the answers.
Sorry about that. You all right?
Yeah.
An accident isn't your best moment. But at State Farm, we'd like to think it's ours. In fact, according to J.D. Power & Associates, customers rated us higher than any other insurance company for collision repair satisfaction.
Yeah, everything's fine. I talked to State Farm.
We know this isn't your best moment, but it's a moment you'll be glad you have a State Farm agent. So call us today.
Hey, Howie, what are you doing? Sleeping? Wake up! Hey, Buckethead, get up. Hey, nice golf game today, little buddy.
Somebody, please stop the pain. He's killing my minutes. I needed a wireless plan.
With Radio Shack's pain-free wireless sale, you get great deals on plans and phones, like this Sprint PCS Vision Picture Phone VGA 1000 by Samsung, just $49.99 after instant rebate with 2-year agreement.
Can you transfer all the numbers except that one?
Radio Shack.
The League Championship Series on Fox brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By WebMD, redefining modern medicine. By State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers. The question I'll ask is, how's this thing going to start? The Red Sox and the Yankees, Game 1, 59 degrees in the Bronx. Really a pleasant night. Wind at this moment doesn't appear to be too much of a factor, and Mike Messina able to blow into that pitching hand, and here is the lineup he will take on. A very good, dangerous, and well-balanced Boston lineup. Damon, Bellhorn, Ramirez, Ortiz, the DH, his big swipe in extra innings. In Game 4 did it for the Boston Red Sox, actually Game 3 over Anaheim. Then Millar, Nixon, Varitek, Orlando Cabrera and Billy Miller is batting ninth. He's the third baseman. Johnny Damon ready to go, and so are these fans.
Johnny Damon just as important to the Boston offense as Derek Jeter is to the Yankees.
And he has had a terrific postseason to this point, 7 out of 15. The 0-1. 0-2. Damon, Bellhorn, and Ramirez for Terry Francona. Three pitches, one out, as Messina makes another Game 1 start for the Yankees.
Two fastballs and then the knuckle curve. The Yankees did not have a 15-game winner and won 101 ball games. First team to ever do that. Mike Messina, as much as any pitcher on either side, smart and resourceful.
With one out, nobody on, Mark Bellhorn is at the plate. Another strike. Bellhorn only 1 for 11 in the division series. Checks his swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just able to lay off on that pitch down and in. 1-1 with 1 out, nobody on. On a line into center, Bernie Williams has it, 2 out.
Knuckle curve, and Williams with his speed and his glove and his reach. Second out.
And with 2 out, nobody on, Manny Ramirez walks in. Baseball fans grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. Here is Manny Ramirez, and you wonder, Al, how Mike Messina will try and go after Manny Ramirez.
Well, his batting average is low, but he's got him for 7 home runs. That's including regular season, career, and postseason.
So Ramirez has been able to hit the long ball off Messina, and he was up there ready to rip. The combination of Ramirez and Ortiz in the divisional series, good for a .458 average, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. That 3-4 combination, a big reason why the Red Sox are here, and the 1-2 combination of Jeter and A-Rod, a big reason why the Yankees are to the ALCS.
I know you can't do it, but if you combine those 4 players, that'd be a pretty good first 4 hitters in the lineup.
2 out, nobody on, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pretty close, 2-1. These two just hit during the regular season, and it carried over. They did in the Anaheim Angels. And it was Ortiz who won it with that off Washburn to dunk Anaheim at Fenway. The 2-1.
That was a nasty slider off the plate away and down. Messina so far does not have to be smart and resourceful. Excellent stuff in the early going.
Messina and over. Schilling's turn. First inning, game 1.
If If a skateboard can have an active suspension, if a 60-foot fire engine can have rear-wheel steering, if a commercial airliner can check its own tire pressure, then why not your SUV? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Yukon line of SUVs. Professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Is it true your zesty chicken border bowl isn't made until I order it?
Yep. Sounds tasty.
I'll have a zesty chicken border bowl. A zesty chicken. A zesty chicken.
Take two. Sorry.
Shit.
Taco Bell's Zesty Chicken Border Bowl. Grilled all-white meat chicken, hot steaming rice, crisp lettuce, and fiesta salsa. Made right when you order it. For a freshly prepared meal, think outside the bun. Spice up the night. Open till midnight or later.
How does it look?
Possible sprain, could be tendonitis.
We need this right on. It's just been overworked. Can you give it another try?
Ooh. Writing too many checks lately? The Visa check card can automatically pay some monthly bills on time, like electric, cable, telephone, even your health club.
That's Tory with 2 R's.
The Visa check card can give your check writing arm a break.
Are the brake pads and shoes really guaranteed for as long as I own my car?
Yes.
What if I need additional work?
We'll explain it all before we do anything.
In a written estimate?
Yes.
Could you read that last answer back for me, please?
Yes.
Visit Midas now and get brake pads or shoes for just $39.95 plus installation. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed. For mechanics known for their work and their word,
trust the Midas touch.
The League Championship Series on Fox, brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. By AT&T Wireless. Experience GSM America. It's our best network ever. And by Midas. Trust the Midas touch. And the Red Sox are trusting the touch of Curt Schilling, who is bothered by tendonitis in his right ankle. Pitching with a short-acting anesthetic called Marcaine in that right ankle. It's taped up. It's supported. He'll try to go out and beat the Yankees tonight.
Some touch in big games, too. Curt Schilling, a big game guy. He has certainly earned his shillings. High fastballs and low splitters. As a hitter, you feel like a bobblehead doll with the head going up and down and up and down.
Jeter first up. Then A-Rod in Sheffield. Strike one. Jeter during the regular season really came on and ended up hitting .292 during the division series, 6 out of 19 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Strike two.
Jeter, one guy who has not handled Curt Schilling well, only 3 for 21 in his career. An outstanding 2-strike hitter, apt to go to right field with 2 strikes on him.
How will Schilling try and get him with an 0-2 count? Reaching for it into right center field. Nixon, Damon, Nixon, 1 out. Take a look at the rest of the Yankee lineup. Nice running grab by Trot Nixon to start the night defensively. Jeter, now it's A-Rod, Sheffield, Matsui, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, John Olerud, Miguel Cairo. It's Kenny Lofton, the DH tonight, replacing Ruben Sierra. See the numbers for Alex Rodriguez, who digs his way in here. He really stepped up, and Joe Torre saw a different look in his eye in the division series after coming on late in the regular season. Got off to a slow start with the Yankees and takes ball 1.
Stepped up and stepped over, too. Steal of third base and then scoring on the wild pitch to give the Yankees the division series against the Twins.
That's hard hit but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in the world's finest high-definition standard. While this is a Rematch of a year ago. There's so much more anticipation. There are so many new faces from the ALCS from 2003. And yet with the way last year's ended on the Aaron Boone home run, with the addition of Schilling and A-Rod for the Yankees, Folk, Flash Gordon, Sheffield, right on down the line. This matchup seemed predetermined, and here we are, inning one of game one, wondering what's about to unfold over the next week. Rodriguez, then Sheffield. Just missed. 2-2.
Where?
That was the first quizzical look you've given me in our broadcast time together, Al Leiter.
It's the pitcher in me.
You liked the pitch. Schilling liked it, but Randy Marsh didn't. He's the home plate umpire. Full count.
It's pitches like that. Certainly Schilling is a guy who's very established and a veteran player and can deal with it. But when you're facing such a great hitter such as A-Rod, you make your pitches that you work on weekly, daily, yearly, forever, and you make it and they miss it. It's frustrating. Sometimes it can carry on to the next pitcher too.
Yeah, it's often said about teams 4 outs in an inning. You don't want to give a hitter like A-Rod 4 strikes in an at bat.
It's a full count.
Fastball away.
Here hit it, and A-Rod does. This one easier for Nixon. 2 out. Well, you know Nixon's in right. Take a look at how Boston covers the field with tonight's Boston Red Sox defense, brought to you by State Farm. Ramirez, Damon, and Nixon in the outfield with Miller at third. Cabrera, Bellhorn, Millar, Veritek doing the catching for Schilling. And what a different team, especially defensively, this Red Sox ball club became when they picked up Orlando Cabrera, trading deadline day, and in essence switched Cabrera for Nomar Garciaparra. The 2 out, nobody on. Here's Sheffield right on top of the plate, takes a strike.
Yeah, it's Cabrera who has been the adhesive of this defense.
Is there any more intimidating presence on top of the plate anymore than Gary Sheffield?
Not for me. Not present-day players. He's right on top of the plate, and every time it seems as though you pitch a ball outside, it looks like he's just going to come right back at you. You have to pound him in on the hands. He likes to extend his arms like most home run hitters.
2 balls and a strike.
That's why Mark Bellhorn is almost on the left side of the infield. Gary Sheffield will ground the ball through the right side, but this is a quasi shift that the Red Sox have on Sheffield.
All that wiggling will make a guy tired if somebody doesn't want to pitch it, so Sheffield steps out.
He does that as a timing device to stay back on breaking balls.
He's up on the count, 3-1. Sheffield getting his first taste of this rivalry in the postseason. Looking forward to these games with the rest of us. 3-1 pitch. Down the line, fair into the corner. Sheffield will start this ALCS with a double. 2 out. First inning double. Not a bad start for Sheffield.
We said because of the waggle, he stays back on breaking balls. This is a hanging slider and a tracer down the left field line. You can see that slider spin. Not a good pitch from Schilling, but a slider and a fastball count.
That's right, which 3-1 count for Schilling. Very well aware of Sheffield's capability with off-speed, up-out over the plate. But in the 3-1 count, in most instances early in the game, he's thinking Sheffield's looking fastball. He's got a freebie strike to get to 3-2. He didn't get it.
Now it's Matsui. Runner at second, 2 out. Yankees could take the lead with a hit. Fastball for a strike. Hideki Matsui has slipped right into the cleanup role for Joe Torre, and he often gets overlooked. Look at the numbers he put up this season against the Red Sox. 361 average, the 18 RBIs, 18 of his 108. On the outside corner, now the inside. It's 0-2. Schilling is retying the shoelace on that right shoe. A heavily taped right ankle. They've been toying with putting a metal rod in there for extra stability. He has that short-acting anesthetic, Marcaine, shot into that ankle to try to numb the pain, really, and that's really what it is. It's not a cortisone shot, but it's something that should wear off by the end of the night. Here's how he aggravated it late in the division series, game 1 out in Anaheim. Runner at second, Sheffield 2 out, an 0-2 count. Matsui had stepped out.
I would imagine the push-off foot, it would be worse to have that ankle bothering you than the one on which you land.
No question about it, especially for a power pitcher like Schilling, who relies on a lot of force, backside, his legs and everything else. He has to feel the force to push. And what will happen if he is feeling sore in the foot? He'll get underneath some pitches and probably be elevated on all of his pitches.
Like that 3-1 slider to Sheffield.
Matsui sticks the bat out into left, base hit. The Yankees strike first. What a beautiful piece of hitting by Matsui. 1-0 New York.
Anytime you have an injury, such as maybe as minute as an ankle, you want to make sure that you still have the same delivery. I'm not quite sure how much Kurt pushes off, but here's a good split, a great split, down and away, in the dirt, clearly a ball. And Matsui, great hitting.
Hit that ball with one hand to give the Yankees the lead.
Matsui continues to kill the Red Sox. A little floater that dropped in. It goes as an RBI double. And now Bernie Williams grounds it through the right side. Matsui coming home. 2-0 New York.
Schilling retiring Jeter and Rodriguez, and 3 2-out hits. A double by Sheffield, a double by Matsui, and an RBI single by Bernie Williams. Bam, bam, bam. 2-0 Yankees.
The Yankees the best in the American League this season when they score first. They're up 2-0 here on Schilling. You saw briefly that graphic of Schilling's numbers against the Yankees in the 2001 World Series. They were eye-popping. Posada showing bunt. This obviously is in a spot where he would bunt. Ball 1 down and in. The only mitigating circumstance in that is you wonder how well Schilling would bounce off the mound if the Yankees were to lay one down, but they want Posada to swing the bat.
Right.
Here's a 1-0. Bellhorn to end the inning. Two-0 Yankees after 1.
One night, some lawyers snuck into your home and made you sign a contract dictating that you have to be a mature, sedan-driving adult. The bad news, that really is your signature on the contract. The good news, there's a loophole. No one said it has to be boring. It can be gorgeous. It can be fast. That's the loophole. Ah!
Stanley Fat Max, the only tape measure that stands out 11 feet.
Are the brake pads and shoes really guaranteed for as long as I own my car?
Yes.
What if I need additional work?
We'll explain it all before we do anything.
Visit Midas now and get brake pads or shoes for just $39.95. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed.
Trust the Midas touch.
First there was 1 blade, then 2, then 3. But 4 blades? Give me a break, right? Wrong. Chick Quattro has 4 blades and 2 conditioning strips, so you get an incredibly close, smooth shave. Chick Quattro, the power of 4.
Get ready for the biggest event.
It's one of the many tornadoes
in 10,000 years.
What should we do? I will come for you.
The day after tomorrow. Own it on DVD today.
This is the real thing!
Business mogul and adventurer Richard Branson became a billionaire by taking risks. Now 16 contestants will learn from the master.
I think he'll find that I'm going to do things slightly differently.
Taking a meeting.
Who brought the donut?
Doing lunch.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
And climbing the corporate ladder. This isn't just a job interview, it's an adventure.
Oh man, that is nuts, bro. I'm done.
The Rebel Billionaire. Series premiere Tuesday, November 9th on Fox.
Bring some clean underwear.
I always said I was going to be playing professional baseball. And that's all I ever talked about. The thing that means most to me is I want to be remembered as a Yankee. You either love us or hate us. I mean, I enjoy playing at home in front of the greatest fans in the world. And I also enjoy going on the road, people booing us and hating us. The bottom line is when you compete, you want to win. I live for this.
October, 8 teams, 1 champion. Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
Curt Schilling takes a seat in the dugout. He gave up 2 runs in the first inning. And Mike Mussina back to work. He had a perfect first inning. And the Red Sox, who are actually favored in this series, trail 2-0 after 1. It's Ortiz, Millar, and then Nixon. David Ortiz has had a couple of fantastic years in a Red Sox uniform. 301 average. Tied for second in the AL with 41 home runs. 139 RBIs, second best total in the American League. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's where American League pitchers try to pitch, David, inside on the hands. You drop that ball down about 6 inches, that's his power slot. But if you go inside, you want to stay on the hands.
Mussina has controlled David Ortiz, who is a career .069 hitter against the Yankee right-hander. The 1-2. 2-2.
You're right, Timmy, and it makes sense for Ortiz to have 2 great years in Boston. You have Fenway Park with the Green Monster, very shallow. He's a guy who wants the ball out over, but he doesn't hook and pull. He stays on the ball and goes to left field like he did with the game-winning home run against Anaheim. You got to stay inside on him.
The 2-2. Just got a piece. That's one of the things they used to say about Mo Vaughn in a Boston Red Sox uniform, a guy who was a left-handed batter, but loved to pound that Green Monster. Yaz the same way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now full count.
There are several traits about a guy like David Ortiz, who's a good low ball hitter, which means he's a good off-speed hitter, but it also means that you can pitch him tight. Guys who like the ball down are not as inclined to get around on the ball inside as high ball hitters.
Ortiz chops it to the right side. Olrud, Mussina. They've worked on that since the middle of February. Whether it's Olrud and Mussina or any first baseman and pitcher combination across baseball. We look at the defense for the New York Yankees. See how they cover the field. It's brought to you by State Farm. Matsui, Williams, Sheffield, Rodriguez, Jeter. See what he's done in his career in ALCS play. Cairo, Olrud with Posada catching Mussina. 4 have been to the plate and 4 have been retired Here's Millar. Strike one. Millar has feasted on Yankee pitching. Last 8 games against the Yankees, hitting .500, 13 out of 26 with 4 home runs. The 0-1. Left side from the hole. It's Jeter. Long throw. Nothing to it. 2 out.
Third baseman like Rodriguez ranges as far to the left as he can, but Jeter backing up the play. A-Rod just keeps right on going to clear the pad for Jeter. Relatively easy play.
It's good to see Jeter finally not look nervous in the postseason. He is as cool as they get. And this Yankee run started with, I say, very little coincidence when he popped on the scene in '96. There's a pitch up and in, ball 1. And it may be October, but you never know. It looks like the middle of April on his face.
Jeter, a guy who has 2 of the calmest eyes under pressure of any athlete I've seen.
Nixon pops it up left side. Messina off to a perfect start. Those calm eyes help Jeter pull it in. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox in the second. The Yankees got a couple in the first. Matsui drove in the first, and then it was Bernie Williams. On the strength of that, the Yanks up 2-0 after an inning and a half. And now let's go down to the field where we have Mike, the famous Leon, who's standing by in the on-deck circle.
Look, I already told you, Leon is not answering the call for nothing less than 10 G's.
Leon, Joe Buck here in the booth.
Let me call you back. Yo, Joe, what's the word, baby?
Leon, a real pressure cooker, huh?
Man, you better believe it. I'm supposed to make an appearance tomorrow, but the check they sent ain't cleared yet. Everybody should know by now Leon can't cook without that dough, baby. How many times do I need to tell you that's not gonna work? Now, go ahead, money. This is gonna take a minute.
Cliff? Yeah. I have a letter from the CEO at Sanders. Let me read some of it. 1,200 separate shipments, national rollout, everything arrived on time. I was asking for a miracle, and you delivered. Thank you.
UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone.
Everyone, my office. You too, Sam.
UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Introducing the 300 horsepower Acura RL. With voice-activated technology and the world's most advanced all-wheel drive. It shifts power to exactly where you need it for dramatically improved handling in all weather conditions. The road will never be the same. The all-new Acura RL.
Liquid relief for all your cold symptoms. Now with an instant cooling sensation you'll feel right away. New Tylenol Cold with Cool Burst.
One team.
Looks like I missed.
One chance
3 more cities to follow.
to save the world.
Let's do it.
Team America, World Police.
Head back to the base for deep.
John Olerud starts it for New York. Bottom of the second. 2-0 Yankees on top. Cairo and Lofton will follow against Curt Schilling. There are the numbers this postseason for Olerud. 1 ball, 1 strike. Olerud ended up playing in 49 games with the Yankees after they picked him up. The Mariners cut him loose and hit .280. Compared to what's happened tonight to what happened during the entire World Series action for Schilling against the Yankees. As that pitch was at the very bottom of the strike zone there, and now Olerud in the hole 1 and 2.
Here's a patient hitter.
Former teammate of yours, Al.
Yes, in 2 places, Toronto and with the Mets. A great guy.
Trying to get something started for the Yankees on 1-2. Just spoiling it.
Well, if my math is right, 21 pitches in the first inning, 5 innings, he'd have 105 pitches.
So what do you think? So far, so good. If you talked about the Yankees in our open, trying to be patient, trying to work the count, trying to get the pitch count for Schilling up. They did so and picked up 2 runs in the first inning. That is just inside. Schilling doesn't get the call again, and it's 2-2.
Okay, the key hit in that first inning is that double by Matsui. You can't hit that pitch. You're not supposed to hit that pitch for a hit unless you flare it somewhere. You cannot put the good part of the bat on the ball, but somehow he did.
Allrood gets a rip, but grounds it right at Bellhorn. 1 out. With 1 out, nobody on, Cairo. Miguel Cairo, his numbers against Minnesota, but his last 33 games is hitting .330. Lofton to follow. The Red Sox plan on using 4 starters in this ALCS against the Yankees. That means that Schilling is slated for games 1 and 5. Then he'd be hanging around if needed. This thing were to go 7. That's Ramirez to his right, 2 out. As opposed to what the Diamondbacks did in the 2001 World Series, where they had to bring Schilling back 2 times on short rest. With 2 out and the base is empty, here's Lofton.
There are just some pitches that are thrown by pitchers that are designed to get a guy out, and that's one of them right there. I mean, that's an extraordinary job of hitting by Hideki Matsui.
Or just really lucky.
I think, you know why I think it's more than luck? He hit the ball hard. That wasn't a flare. That wasn't off the end of the bat or off the handle.
First pitch is strike to Lofton, who's in the lineup tonight because of a little 7 for 23 against Schilling.
No,
don't punch me.
That's strike 2. Don't fear McCarver.
No. Come on.
Lofton getting the start as the DH. Sierra, who was one of the heroes in their clincher, Game 4 of the division series against Minnesota, is on the bench. Here's the 0-2. They wanted it high. Varitek got it high from Schilling, and goodbye to Lofton. After 2 at Yankee Stadium, Red Sox will come to the plate, trailing by 2.
Okay, you've got an NFL Sunday ticket and 4 months of DirecTV's best programming package. Free.
Free? Am I dreaming?
Nope.
You sure I'm not dreaming? Because all of a sudden I'm in my underwear and everyone's staring at me.
Okay. I guess you are dreaming, but that DirecTV deal, that's not a dream. Okay, good.
NFL Sunday ticket only from DirecTV. Sign up now and get DirecTV's best programming package free for 4 months. It's our best offer of the year.
Come to Lowe's and light up your imagination. Lowe's is the only home improvement center that carries showroom brand lighting like Kichler and Stiffel, as well as the entire line of portfolio lighting with hundreds of styles from contemporary to classic to casual. And Lowe's promises low prices every day, guaranteed. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Come to Lowe's free how-to clinics. This Saturday, learn how easy it is to install outdoor lighting.
The all-new 2005 Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Perfect for whatever, whenever.
Looks like someone got in late last night.
I tried to call, but I couldn't get through. It won't happen again.
No, it won't.
Staying in touch is easy with GSM America from AT&T Wireless. With double the coverage and improved signal strength, it's our best network ever. Sign up now on a qualified plan and add extra lines for $9.99 each.
Don't forget to pick up your brother after practice.
Call me if you're gonna be late. That's right. You can't.
GSM America from AT&T Wireless. How many bars do you have?
One team.
Looks like I missed.
One chance.
3 more skinny spotted.
To save the world.
Let's do it.
Team America, World Police.
Head back to the base for debriefing and cocktails.
Rated R. Only in theaters this Friday.
Mike Messina has been perfect through 2. Varitek, Cabrera, and Bill Miller, the bottom 3 in the lineup for the Red Sox. Don't be fooled by the fact that they're the bottom 3 in this lineup. It is tough top to bottom for Boston. And the first pitch is a strike to Varitek. There are his numbers during the postseason, and here's a guy who did not have a hit at Yankee Stadium all season. 0 for 34. 18 strikeouts along the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. And this is a guy, Al, that Tim and I have remarked over the past couple of years. Any team would love to have a switch hitting catcher, a leader, an absolute rock behind the plate. And he is a guy who has had one big hit after another for the Red Sox in his time there.
Who every pitcher on this staff appreciates and cares about so much. I was talking with Dave Wallace, the pitching coach for the Red Sox, and saying he takes every pitch and scatter report, sits down with the pitchers and realizes, hey, we're in this together. I'm going to call a good game. Let's execute.
3 balls and a strike from Messina.
And every pitcher, that's all you could ask for, is for a catcher who really gets into understanding that if you're not going to get hits, contribute behind the plate.
He was right in the middle of 2 bench clearing brawls between these 2 teams this season as he floats one into left for out number 1. And with 1 out, Varitek heads back to the dugout. The number 8 hitter Cabrera will come to the plate. Throughout the league championship series, we're going to identify a key matchup in the game and determine who holds the direct TV advantage. We compare the last 2 years of the Yankees and the Red Sox. They've met 45 times, and you see how evenly split those games are. 23-22 Red Sox. But the Red Sox and their fans couldn't care less about that top figure. All they are hung up on, and with good reason, is 4 wins for the Yankees, 3 wins for the Red Sox in last year's ALCS. Here's Cabrera. Takes a strike. Orlando with a huge hit in Game 2 of the division series out in Anaheim. One ball, 1 strike. Good news for Yankee fans. They have very valuable Rivera back. We'll go to Kenny Albert in just a moment to hear more about that. So far, 1 strikeout for Mike Messina. That ball is foul. Is it playable for Olrud? It is. 2 out. We welcome Kenny Albert to the broadcast. Kenny.
Well, Joe, Mariano Rivera landed at Teterboro Airport in northern New Jersey, and he arrived here at Yankee Stadium just moments ago. Now, during the pregame introductions, Bob Shepard, the longtime public address announcer, announced to the crowd that en route from the airport, number 42, Mariano Rivera, and the crowd went nuts. But he is here at Yankee Stadium.
Thanks, Kenny. Yeah, that was, I would say, outside of maybe Jeter, the loudest cheer that any Yankee received was just for the news that Rivera was on his way here. Had to deal with a family tragedy down in Panama. His wife's cousin and his son dying in a freak swimming pool accident. He had to go down there, grieve with the family, take care of business. They had the funeral today, and he flew in and just arrived. First pitch, a strike to Bill Miller. Batting in the number 9 position. He takes another 0-2.
We do not know yet whether Mariano Rivera is emotionally capable of entering the game later on. One would assume that he is. since he's here and will suit it up. But if Messina keeps throwing like he's been throwing, the Yankees aren't going to need a short reliever.
Ball one up and away. Messina has made 4 Game 1 starts for the Yankees. And so far, he's 0-4. And that includes a tough luck loss to Minnesota Game 1 of the division series a week ago. Miller pops it up. Can't do any better than Messina the first 3 innings. Jeter. Red Sox again go in order. Gary Sheffield is due up third in the bottom of the third. 2-0 New York.
The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, with an interior that's quieter than a Jaguar S-Type 3.0. It's worth a look. The off-road legend continues on-road.
Call me?
Really?
Of course.
So, did you kiss her?
2 more weeks, Dad? I'm cutting you loose.
Your student driver's going solo. Don't insure him with just anybody. Get a State Farm agent, someone who will help your teenager get the best protection, and young driver discounts that get you the best price. No wonder so many families trust State Farm.
Did he kiss her?
Happy anniversary, honey.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
There's something I gotta do.
Oh, yeah? What?
I love this woman! I love her!
What are you doing? Stop.
Okay, then I guess this will have to do.
Oh, my God. I love this man. I love him. I love him. I love him.
Still on separate wireless plans? Then come to T-Mobile, where couples talk free.
You have to be married?
No. Live together? No.
Know each other?
That might help.
Now couples talk free and get the most whenever minutes.
T-Mobile, get more.
Top of the order for the Yankees, Jeter, Rodriguez, and Sheffield. Derek Jeter flying to right his first time up. Schilling got into first inning 2-out trouble. Sheffield doubled. Matsui doubled on a nasty pitch. And then Bernie Williams drove home Matsui. Those are the only runs so far tonight. Ball 1 to Jeter. The Yankees have lost Game 1 of their last 4 postseason series. The lead here tonight, 2-0. Into center, a leadoff hit for Jeter. Weeknights on FSN. It's the greatest nightly sports show on television, the best damn sports show, period. This week, Hall of Famers Johnny Bench and Raleigh Fingers drop by to help break down the baseball playoffs, plus comedian Drew Carey and much more. That's weeknights only on FSN. Here's A-Rod.
That was an identical slider that Gary Sheffield hit. Sheffield's was up a little bit more. But that breaking ball of Schilling thus far is just rolling up there. There's no bite to it.
Good pitch there, and Rodriguez misses it, strike 1. Everybody said Alex Rodriguez had to prove himself in the postseason in this first season with the Yankees, and he certainly did against Minnesota. Jeter on to start the inning. Rodriguez clunks one to the left side in the hole. Cabrera throws across. Too late. Infield hit. 2 on, nobody out.
Too much to do for Orlando Cabrera. He had too far to range, jumping, and the throw toward the home plate side, and Millar misses the tag.
So an infield hit for Rodriguez, and that brings Gary Sheffield to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. Fastball for strike 1. One ball, one strike. And you can see, Al, a lot of what you talked about earlier with Schilling, who's got to be bothered by that right ankle, not able to drive, and a lot of these pitches are staying up.
Although they said his ankle has been bothering him for the most part of the season, so I don't want to use it as an excuse or anything like that, but I think it's been bothering him for a while.
A 1-1. Up again, it's 2-1.
For power pitch, you got to really work the backside, and if it is bothering him as much as what's been said, he's got to be able to push off, and it looks right now he's very timid on the backside and not being able to push off. And for Schilling, he's got to have his backside. He's got to use his legs better than what that was shown.
2 balls and a strike on Sheffield. Schilling in third inning trouble, falls further behind.
Which would probably explain Curt Schilling gets right-handed batters. 60% of the time he throws fastballs. 20% of the time he uses his split. 7% of his slider and curve. And my point is that if he's using his curveball and slider more often than his split, he's either not feeling comfortable or something is wrong.
Behind on the count to Sheffield, 3-1. And that's a strike on the outside corner. Full count.
Sheffield thought that ball may have been outside. You can see Varitek setting up over the middle of the plate. A lot of times when a catcher has to move like that, hitters can see that. But he was setting up inside. That pitch was a strike. Send the runners here.
They're going. Sheffield hits it down the left field line. Into the corner. Ramirez gives it a look. And it's a foul ball. Short of that 318 mark and just out of the reach of Manny Ramirez. But the runners are going here. As Joe Torre starts the runners, if you're Boston and you're Schilling, you have to hope for a strike him out, throw him out chance here. This is a golden opportunity for the Yankees.
The best of all worlds would be a line drive at an infielder.
They're going again. Sheffield walks.
For as good as Schilling is, he prepares as well as any pitcher in baseball as far as video and everything else. These are splits. That ball is supposed to be inside, just like the pitch prior to the foul ball was supposed to be a split inside, and he's yanking it. There's two things: either something wrong physically, or you're out of whack or out of sync mechanically, and he's off.
And he's in trouble. And so are the Red Sox here in game 1. Back-to-back singles, a walk. And here is Matsui. Down the right field line, hooked into the corner and off the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes A-Rod. Sheffield all the way around. It's a 3-run double.
Bedlam in the Bronx. Trot Nixon slipped. Otherwise, Sheffield doesn't even try to score. Luis Sojo, a nice play at third base by sending Sheffield with nobody out. Ball off the wall, the slip right there. Jeter, Rodriguez score easily. Sheffield in the bottom of your screen being waved home by Luis Sojo. Bedlam here in the Bronx.
And Sheffield fired up in this game 1 against Boston.
That was a backdoor cutter that Schilling missed by 2 feet.
But Matsui didn't.
Still nobody out. Matsui at second and Bernie Williams at the plate. There's already action for the Red Sox in their bullpen. At the most basic level of pitching, a fastball from Schilling doesn't look like it has great zip on it.
Yeah, it's flat.
A 1-0. 2-0.
I don't know if it's too early to think about it, but I think the strategy of Terry Francona perhaps changes now. If you get Schilling out of there, trust the bullpen to hold them down and come back. You're not giving the game away, but that way you can bring him back in game 4 as a starter. Right now he's scheduled for game 5.
2 balls and a strike. But if the ankle is bothering him, or if there is something physically wrong to the point that Schilling is pitching the way he is here in game 1, how anxious are you to get him back on the mound for game 4?
I'm very anxious, and I'll take my chances.
2 balls and a strike with a runner at second, nobody out. That advances the runner to third. Bellhorn, good play for the first out. We take a look at Curt Schilling previously in the postseason, whether it's been the Philadelphia Phillies, great year with the Arizona Diamondbacks, or even what he did in game 1 of the division series against Anaheim. He has been a warrior. He has been a horse, and tonight he has been hittable and behind a lot of hitters. Runner at third, 1 out, and the infield has to come in. Posada at the plate. Strike 1.
Lynn Jones moves the outfielders around, trying to get Manny Ramirez's attention.
Posada on a line into center. The catch by Damon. It's 6-0 Yankees here in the third. The bases empty, 2 out. Olerud will be the hitter. The first 4 reach, and all 4 have come around to score. The Red Sox, who have faith in their offense, have yet to have a base runner. But if there's one team that you know won't panic down 6-0, even in this atmosphere, it's the Boston Red Sox.
You think back to July 24th. When Bill Miller hit a 3-run home run to win it, 11-10. Red Sox were down by 7 in that game at one time.
Here's a 2-0. 3-0. Curt Schilling, as we heard in our pregame show, said, I'm not sure I can think of any scenario more enjoyable than making 55,000 people from New York shut up. Not tonight. Here's a 3-0. A 2-out walk. Second walk of the inning and of the evening for Schilling.
I think you get him out of there if you're Terry Francona. Maybe allow him to pitch to Miguel Cairo. Lofton on deck, the left-handed hitter. If you don't get him out of there, I think you're thinking about getting him out of there. Maybe one more hitter.
Mike Myers, a lefty, is the one getting loose with the left-handed hitting Lofton on deck. So you would figure this would be it either way. 1 ball, no strikes on Cairo. Two and 0.
So you're conceding the game? Is that what that is?
No, I'm not. I'm conceding the fact that Curt Schilling should be out of the game. Not conceding anything. Come on, brother.
Would you leave him in there, Al?
No.
So you're conceding the game? 2-0 is the count on Cairo. A chant of "Who's Your Daddy" was heard moments ago from this crowd at Yankee Stadium. A wide strike to make it 2-1. It's a reference to what Pedro Martinez said about a month ago after his start against the Yankees. He said, what can I say? I just tip my hat. Call the Yankees my daddy. He will be on the mound tomorrow night for the Red Sox, taking on John Lieber. 58th pitch of the night is coming right now in the 3rd inning from Schilling.
Clearly his ankle has to be bothering him. I haven't seen many fastballs that were in Curt Schilling range.
No pop.
Seen 89, 90 miles an hour at the most. The 2-2. Cairo into center field will send Damon back. And the inning is finally over. Little Blue Oyster Cult for you. They called him Godzilla in Japan. And he has been a Red Sox killer this season. It continues in October. 6-0 Yankees after 3.
A cool head.
Is there paper?
And a new copier. $2,500.
Dinosaur. Dedication.
And a coffee maker. $69.
A sense of humor.
And a mop. $17. Having what it takes to run a business? Priceless. To see what the MasterCard business card can do for your business, visit our website.
Are the brake pads and shoes really guaranteed for as long as I own my car?
Yes.
What if I need additional work?
We'll explain it all before we do anything.
Visit Midas now and get brake pads or shoes for just $39.95. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed.
Trust the Midas touch. Oh, what a beautiful morning.
For those who never quit. The battery that never quits. Energizer. Keep going.
Your mouth has never felt anything like this before. New Oral-B Sonic Complete, the amazing sonic toothbrush from the experts at Oral-B. Oral-B's Sonic Complete is the only sonic brush that lets you customize brushing to your mouth because it's the only sonic with 3 modes. One to clean, one to go easy on sensitive spots, one to massage gums. It's your mouth. Find out how good it feels to brush it your way with new Oral-B Sonic Complete.
Mike Messina will head through this lineup again. He was perfect the first time. 9 in a row retired, and it's Johnny Damon who struck out in his first at bat. And Bellhorn, then Manny Ramirez. 6-0. The Yankees on top. And a ball outside. After that last half inning, Dave Wallace, an arm around his #1 starter, Curt Schilling, who is likely finished for the night with more action for the Red Sox out in their bullpen.
Yeah, Kurt Leskanic was throwing at the end of the 3rd inning. Then he sat down, leading us to believe that perhaps Schilling would continue, but now Leskanic back up.
Damon trying to become the first base runner of the night for the Red Sox in the hole 1 and 2. If you haven't noticed, Johnny Damon has solidified his spot as one of the best leadoff hitters in the game. How about 94 RBIs? He had 20 home runs, had an average over 300, and was 6th in the American League with 189 hits. Also stole 19 bases. 2 and 2.
Thing that makes him such a tough out is, unlike most hitters with 2 strikes, Damon is a threat. Half of those 189 hits were with 2 strikes on him. He led the majors with 2-strike hits. He had 90 of them this year.
Trying to get one here, and he is able to wait and lay off that pitch. Full count. This season, Johnny Damon has accomplished all of this. Second most runs in the American League, 20 home runs, a career high. 355 average with runners in scoring position. A lot of pop, a lot of production out of the leadoff spot for Terry Francona. That's on the inside corner, 1 out.
You got a 6-run lead and can thread the needle like that. That's doing something. Front corner.
So Damon strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. Here's Bellhorn. Bellhorn hit it rather hard in the 1st inning, but lined out to Bernie Williams in center. Ball 1. Mike Messina in his 4th year with the Yankees. The timing has been such that Messina is still searching for his first ring. And there's no doubt that he is the guy this season in the rotation for the Yankees. This postseason, he does not have the backup that he had last year with Wells. He was in San Diego. Clemens with the Astros. Same for Pettit. As the count goes to 2-1 on Bellhorn.
Only one active pitcher has thrown more innings than Mike Messina and not received a World Championship ring. Jamie Moyer of Seattle.
With 1 out, a 2-1 pitch to Bellhorn. 3-1. Kenny.
Well, Joe, in his last 4 starts, Mike Messina has been matched up with Pedro Martinez twice and Johan Santana twice. He said yesterday facing other top-of-the-rotation starters helps him prepare for games such as tonight's.
Thanks, Kenny. And he's matched up tonight against Curt Schilling. 3-1 pitch. Full count.
That was one of the few hittable balls that the Red Sox have had. A 3-1 fastball right down the pipe.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that. The 3-1 count, he's not trying to walk him. He's going to go outer half, though, like he did. Perhaps Bellhorn missed it. But the most difficult thing in a disparity of a 6-0 game like this is that Messina or whoever's on the low end of it has to continue to pitch.
That's on the outside corner. Back-to-back called 3rd strikes with Damon and Bellhorn. The League Championship Series on Fox brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. Went inside to Damon and away to Bellhorn. 2 out.
Yeah, after that 3-1 cookie that Bellhorn fouled back outside part of the plate. That really wasn't a corner pitch. That was outside half.
That's our direct shot of home plate from center field. We have for you here on Fox as Ramirez gets a good swing, but strike 1.
Generally speaking, if your team trails by 6 or 7 runs in the middle innings, it's easier to hit because more pitches become predictable.
And in that instant there, with it's down 6-0, you'd think Manny would take a strike or get into the count. But Manny swings at
15% of the time in first pitch counts. He's the highest first pitch swinger on this Boston team.
Even with the score 6-0, and he almost walked right into that pitch. He didn't go. Says Jeff Nelson, the first base umpire, and the count evens at 1-1.
Man, he was lunging out there, and the pitch stayed up and in. Lost his balance.
But able to keep the bat back, and there's Dave Wallace on the phone to the bullpen again. Here's a 1-1 on the outside corner, 1-2.
You put those two pitches back to back, they belong together. The up and in fastball, and then the fastball low and away.
Textbook pitching.
Yes, sir.
Trying to strike out the side is Messina here in the 4th, and he does. That look says a lot. 6-0 New York.
When you've been recognized by J.D. Power and Associates as the most dependable heavy-duty full-size pickup truck, there's no need to be bashful. GMC Sierra, professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
14 seconds.
What?
14 seconds, that's all they need.
They?
Hacker's friend. They get in, they intercept data, customer records, your mother's maiden name, they're everywhere.
But this has a security chip that encrypts all that.
Chips can be removed.
You remove it, it kind of self-destructs.
Self-destructs? You work for us?
Who's us?
Never mind.
The most secure wireless, only on a ThinkPad with Intel Centrino mobile technology.
How did it come to this? All these different antifreeze formulas, all these different colors. This stops now. Big Yellow's taking over. What are you talking about? Trust me, Sally. Trust Prestone's go for all makes, all model cars.
Big Yellow don't take over. I take over.
New Formula Prestone. Good for all makes, all model cars. Mixes with any color antifreeze.
Oh, Big Yellow could take over. You know, whichever.
Trust Prestone for your own protection.
Get ready to experience the biggest event on DVD. The day after tomorrow. Own the DVD today.
No, we'll be fine.
It's so fresh, exciting. It's so exciting to me.
Announcing another fresh idea from Papa John's. Our new spicy Italian pizza, loaded with pepperoni and double the Italian sausage, seasoned with a special blend of garlic and spices. Oh yeah! Now when you buy a large spicy Italian pizza for $13.99, you get a DVD movie.
Taste the difference. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
The producers of My Big Fat Obnoxious Fiancé pulled off the biggest con in TV history.
I'm a professional actor.
What? Now they're bringing an even bigger con to the boardroom.
You're stupid? Really? I think I could kill you.
And you won't believe how much these Ivy League hotshots will humiliate themselves.
Run for your life.
To win a job that doesn't exist.
The paper jam! There's a paper jam!
My Big Fat Obnoxious Boss.
How about we, jacuzzi?
Premieres Sunday, November 7th on Fox.
Curt Schilling's night is finished after going 3 innings, allowing 6 runs on 6 hits. The new pitcher for Boston is Curtis Leskanic. Leskanic takes over and deals with Lofton, then Jeter, then Rodriguez. That's wide, 2-0. Leskanic part of a deep bullpen for the Red Sox. They have Wakefield down there if they need him, Derek Lowe, Mendoza, who they added for this round. 3-0 on Lofton. They also have Arroyo down there. In the right situation, they bring him in. And you look at the final numbers for Curt Schilling, and there's no doubt that that right ankle was bothering him. Shortest postseason outing ever for Curt Schilling. And the Yankees lead 6-0. Here's a 3-1. Full count.
The rotation set for the Red Sox is Pedro Martinez tomorrow, Brandon Arroyo for Game 3, and then Tim Wakefield for Game 4. But because of the early exit, the Red Sox do have the luxury, if you will, bringing back Schilling for Game 4 and keeping Wakefield in the bullpen. I don't know whether they'll do that, but now this short outing, I mean, you're trying to just see whether the glass is half full instead of half empty.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Lofton. Another foul. You talked to Terry Francona, the manager of the Red Sox. He says, don't make the mistake of thinking that the ankle flared up only on Curt Schilling his last time out. He's pitched with it for a while. But with the way that Schilling's stuff looked tonight, you wonder how much that ankle is bothering him after we showed you that highlight of the late inning play where he had to come off the mound to his left and on the line, made the play, then went down and grabbed that right ankle.
Certainly a fair point.
If that is the case, what would his status be for the rest of this series? Here's a 3-2. A leadoff walk. The LCS continues tomorrow across the Fox networks, as most of you will see Game 2 of the ALCS between the Red Sox and the Yankees here on Fox. While on FSN, it's Game 1 of the NLCS between the Cardinals and the Astros. Those of you in St. Louis, Houston, and other select markets, you can see this NLCS game on your local Fox affiliate, while watching Game 2 will be on FSN. So whatever your FSN local carrier is, that will have the other game for you. Across the country, the Yankees and Red Sox will be featured predominantly, except for those markets, Houston, St. Louis, and some other areas. We'll have 2 games for you tomorrow across the Fox networks. That all starts, by the way, tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. A leadoff walk. And they're paying close attention to Lofton, who stole 7 bases during the regular season.
The Houston Astros enter the League Championship Series as hot as the Red Sox were coming into this game tonight. However, they won't be able to use Roger Clemens and Roy Oswalt until games 3 and 4 of that series.
Instead, it'll be Brandon Backey, who has really pitched well for Houston. His numbers 5 and 3. Pitched well already in the divisional series against Atlanta. Woody Williams got a victory in Game 1 of the division series against the Dodgers. You see his career numbers against the Astros, 9 and 4. He's from the Houston area. That's tomorrow at 8 Eastern. Either on Fox or on your FSN affiliate. 0-1 is the count on Jeter, and more attention paid to Lofton over at first.
Well, if this is ever a spot to show the respect of what the Yankees have for the Red Sox offense, here Jeter tried to bunt to move Lofton to second, put him in scoring position with a 6-0 lead.
Probably remembering that game on July 24th when they had the 7-run lead and lost it 11-10 on the 3-run homer by Miller.
And even if you don't want to bunt, you got that big hole on the right side of the infield, and Jeter loves to go that direction. Start the runner, Lofton. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2 on Jeter. 93 miles per hour from Leskanic.
Whitey Herzog, the ex-manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, said once when I think Lee Elia, who was managing the Cubs at the time, said Whitey was running when he was way ahead. He said, I wouldn't send them if you promised not to score anymore.
That was Roger Craig of the Giants.
Was it Roger of the Giants?
Jeter checks it 2-2. I'll stop running as long as you promise not to score anymore. And a lot of those old unwritten rules have been thrown right out the window with the offensive explosion that has hit baseball over the last 10-15 years. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lofton drew a leadoff walk. Leskanic deals to Jeter, and that almost got Jeter on the thigh. Full count.
Derek just out of the way, and I would imagine Joe Torre will send Lofton here. Again, the Yankees with a 6-run lead, but we're only in the 4th inning.
Boston on the other side of it has yet to get a man on base against Messina.
Kenny Lofton looking at first base coach Roy White to catch the wink.
He's going on ball 4, so Leskanic has come out of the bullpen and walked the first 2.
What that means is if you're the runner on at first base and you're unsure whether you're going or not, just peek over the first baseman's shoulder and the first base coach will give you a wink. 2 eyes hit and run, 1 eye you're going. Of course, there, 3-2 pitch, and you could clearly see Lofton flashing those bulbs toward Roy White, and Roy obviously winked at it.
So here on the 12th of October, Kenny Lofton doesn't know the signs.
Well, I mean, that's the way it happened right there.
Well, he's also given a spot to look in and see what Veritek's doing. They try to get the catcher sleeping a little bit and looking in to see if he can get an off-speed pitch to run on.
With 2 on and nobody out, Alex Rodriguez hits a slow roller to short, and they still turn 2. Nicely turned by Cabrera and Bellhorn. That ball wasn't hard hit at all, and it's a 6-4-3 double play.
When a hitter gets jammed, he doesn't get out of the box well enough, and the Red Sox take advantage of it. A quick shuffle by Cabrera and nicely turned by Bellhorn. I didn't think they had a chance for 2 on that play.
Me either. And they just got Rodriguez at the wire, and now it's Sheffield, who has doubled and scored, walked and scored. Bottom of the 4th inning, Yankees already leading 6-0, looking for more, and Sheffield takes a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Sure, Leskanic, this was the furthest thing from his mind, thinking he was going to come into the game in the 4th inning with Schilling on the mound in game 1. And here he is trying to pitch around back-to-back walks to start this 4th. Sheffield tried to hold up, could not. 1-2. Pedro Martinez and John Lieber in game 2. So far, the Yankees are getting all they could have hoped for from Messina, who in the 5th inning will deal with Ortiz, Millar, and Nixon. A 1-2 on his hands.
That swing right there was one of those hit it before it hits you. But it's an indication of how quickly Gary Sheffield can spin on that ball inside.
Lofton the runner at 3rd, 2 out, and Sheffield took ball 2, 2-2.
Are you sure?
They're calling it ball 2. It looked pretty good from up here. And Leskanic did a little extra hop at the end, not getting that pitch. Let's take a look from dead on center field.
Pitch right down the middle, ball 2.
Must have been too hard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Sheffield gets an extra pitch at least to try to hammer from Leskanic. Runner at 3rd, 2 down, and that's 2 wide. Full count. Ramiro Mendoza getting loose for Boston.
Got that guy lingering on deck again. The guy with 4 RBIs, 2 doubles.
Matsui. The Yankees are obviously without Giambi. Not on the roster for the division series or for the LCS. The Yankees move on. Don't expect him to be on the active roster for the World Series either. Matsui has been cleaning up. Sheffield strikes out, and that'll do it. Les Cannick gets around to 2 walks. 6-0. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Bookmark KTVU.com for the most up-to-date Bay Area news and streaming video of stories that are developing while you're at work. Bookmark KTVU.com. Complete Bay Area news coverage when you need it. California's firefight.
The fire is still very much burning.
Stay with KTVU Channel 2 News.
Fire of the summer so far is burning out.
Complete coverage.
Evacuations are still in effect.
That's E-Day.
That doesn't know when people can return to their homes.
Major news coverage on KTVU Channel 2 News. Complete Bay Area news coverage. Complete coverage of the last presidential debate before the election at a special time. Wednesday after the baseball playoffs on KTVU Channel 2.
Presenting the Nissan Quest, a revolutionary minivan featuring 5 Skyview windows, front and side impact 5-star safety rating, supplemental side impact curtain airbags, and fold-away second and third row seats. Moms have changed. Shouldn't the minivan?
Inbox to be all inboxes. More than just a waiting room. For your emails.
It can also hold and play
voicemails through the computer.
And because we wanted to be fair to the telephone,
we figured out how to translate written emails
into a voice you can hear on the phone. Now all your mailboxes,
email, voicemail, wireless, and fax
are combined into one. We call it
Unified Communications.
You are seeing and hearing it work right now. They're just words.
We know, but
properly organized, they're meaningful.
Childish,
kind,
eloquent, sometimes urgent.
Which is why we have used all our know-how
to multiply the ways
these words
find you.
SBC Unified Communications, the first of many new IP services coming from the SBC family.
First pitch is in for a strike to David Ortiz. So far, no base runners for the Red Sox. And Messina along the way has made some perfect deliveries. Over the inside part, of the outside part, changing speeds, controlling his breaking ball, a good zip on his fastball. He's 1-1 on Ortiz, who grounded out to the right side his first time up.
And one of those keys, Joe, to get 3 Red Sox in a row at the top of the order, taking a called third strike. Damon, Bellhorn, Ramirez.
Here's a 1-1. Off the hands, 1-2. More moose calls for Mike Messina here in the 5th. Messina so far has made it look very easy against a very dangerous Red Sox lineup.
Ortiz vulnerable inside right now. Best time to jam a hitters with 2 strikes.
Nope. 2-2. It wouldn't take much for the Red Sox to feel better about themselves tonight if they could figure out how to break through against Messina. And this lineup can put up runs in a blink. Messina making Ortiz wait, and David has waited long enough.
He called the fastball away there, and Moose certainly knows what he has going on here with the 4 innings of no-hit baseball.
You think it's already crept into his mind?
Absolutely.
The 2-2. Pitching in the 5th, and he has been perfect to this point.
Posada called fastball away, 2-1 count, and a 6-0 lead. Probably a safe pitch down and away. There's a base hit to left, but with a no-hitter going on right now, and I know it's only in the 5th inning, you want to come inside.
Knuckle curve again.
On 2-2. Ortiz takes ball 3.
Messina has flirted with perfection, taking perfect games into the 9th inning twice throughout his career. Fastball inside.
On 3-2. 4 consecutive strikeouts. And it has been as easy as ABC for Mike Messina.
It's easy, 1, 2, 3. I say let's go, bring me ABC. 1, 2, 3, baby, you are me, girl.
3 called third strikes in the 4th inning. 5 strikeouts overall.
He's established his fastball, he's thrown his knuckle curve for called strikes, and then he's able to expand, and that's exactly what he's been doing.
Now it's Millar at the plate. And there's another pitch on the corner, this time the inside corner to Kevin Millar.
Thinking about that perfect game right now. You're right, Al.
It's 0-2.
He is really taking charge in the 5th inning, coming out and shaking off Posada at will. That's the way it should be. But Messina, very, very aggressive right now.
He is pitching like it's a 1-0 game.
Down and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and I would imagine, guys, that not only has to do with what the scoreboard reads with nothing but zeros for the Red Sox, but how Messina feels. And he feels terrific tonight, that's obvious.
You feel much better with a 6-run lead.
I would imagine.
A little more relaxed on that 2-0 fastball latter half.
Another 1-2 offering from Messina to Millar. He got him to go. Another strikeout and another out. Scooter tells us about the curveball.
Listen, Scooter, you know, a sweeping curveball can save my gorgeous face from getting smacked. I scoop from one side of the plate to the other and drop down at the same time. So remember, a sweeping curveball sweeps right over home plate.
And Scooter, it does curve. In the case with Messina, there's a knuckle curveball. Guys learn at a young age to get this finger off the ball, and mostly the pressure's on your middle finger, and so long as you're on top of the ball and you come through with the pitch, it'll have tumbling effect. Mike Messina has a great knuckle curve.
So now with 2 out and nobody on, more Who's Your Daddy from this crowd, and that is 5 consecutive strikeouts.
Here, see his index finger off the ball. He's across what is considered the 2-seam part of the off the ball, and it's all off his middle finger.
Making very good hitters look bad tonight. Another perfect inning and a perfect night so far from Messina. Halfway through Game 1, 6-0 New York.
Besides having good horsepower, Volkswagens have plenty of low-end torque.
Oh.
Watch what happens as you pass this truck.
Okay. Whoa.
As the acceleration kicks in at a lower RPM, horsepower does the rest. Go ahead, wind it up again.
Okay. So cool.
I know. We could probably wind it down a little bit now.
Want to find out what makes a Volkswagen? Come drive it. You'll get it.
Candidate Zero was raised with traditional values. He envisioned affordable internet access even before the internet was invented.
And today, I want Americans to put money back in their pockets by switching to Net Zero Unlimited Internet for $9.95, or surf the web up to 5 times faster for just $5 more with Net Zero High Speed. Are you guys typing everything I say? Karate explosion.
Call 877-NET-ZERO to get your first month free.
Assurance in rain means Goodyear's deeply carved aqua chutes propel water away from your tread. Assurance on ice means Goodyear's interlocking treads deliver gripping power. Assurance on dry pavement means Goodyear's reinforced shoulders give you confident maneuvering. The revolutionary new Goodyear Assurance with triple tread technology for assurance in any weather on the wings of Goodyear.
Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind, but you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
If you build it, they will come.
Huh? Well, where are they?
They went next door.
Starting Sunday, November 7th, the only place to see new episodes of The Simpsons is Fox.
Joe Torre, Willie Randolph, who, by the way, received permission, as did the Mets today, from the Yankees organization. And Willie Randolph talked to the New York Mets about their managerial position. Saw Brian Cashman before the game, and he granted permission. And Joe Torre and the Yankees have been talking about Willie Randolph deserving that opportunity, and hopefully for Willie that will come along. Bottom of the 5th inning. Hideki Matsui is at the plate, and he's driven home 4 runs tonight. Off the end of the bat, Ramirez back on the track. They're out number 1 with the new pitcher Mendoza in the middle of the diamond for the Red Sox, and that gets a smile and a sigh of relief from Ramirez.
Ramiro Mendoza, a former Yankee. When you talk about being locked in at Matsui, he hit an unhittable pitch in the 1st inning. He hit a rocket that hit the wall to drive in 3 runs and clear the bases. And he hit that ball off the end of the bat to the wall. 3 great at bats by the former Japanese superstar Hideki Matsui.
Bernie Williams is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a ground out. Ball 1. Mendoza was added to the active roster as Mariano Rivera gets a great reaction from these very aware fans here at Yankee Stadium. It's been a rough couple of days for Mariano and his family. Bear hug from his setup right-hander, Tom Gordon. Two balls and a strike on Bernie Williams. He just asked a question on the bullpen, what's happened so far. There's a 2-run first and a 4-run third. Curt Schilling lasted only 3. Hideki Matsui has had a big night. Bernie Williams has one of the other 2 RBIs, Posada the other. Here's a 3-1 for Mendoza. 2 hops to Bellhorn, 2 out. You can play Hit the Pros, presented by the all-new GMC Canyon, and face real pitches from today's best hurlers. Log on to foxsports.com on MSN, keyword game, GMC, we are professional grade. Here's a little glass half full action for you, Tim and Al. Red Sox are going to get a chance to get some work for some of the relievers, whether it's Mendoza now or maybe Wakefield next. Wakefield hasn't pitched since the end of the regular season, and he's getting loose out in the bullpen after Schilling could last only 3. Posada hit on the foot or the lower leg, and he's on with 2 out.
That was a breaking ball hitting Mendoza's former battery mate, Jorge Posada. I think it could point out, Joe, of course, Wakefield can actually hit his front foot. I think that what that points out is that Schilling could go in game 4, or Wakefield can. I mean, Wakefield can pitch every other day, throwing that knuckleball. So he's the most flexible guy on either staff. Terry Francona certainly realizes how important he's been for the Red Sox.
Well, there's the obvious question that's hanging over the first 3 innings of this game. If you ask Curt Schilling how he feels, and if he would want the ball in game 4 and game 5, you know what the answer is before you ask. Of course, send me out there, Skip, I'm your guy. But the statistics and the facts of what happened in the first 3 innings and the evidence that he presented with the pitches that he threw up there, and the kind of zip and the lack of control, and would tell you that maybe there's something more serious with that ankle than we were all led to believe going into this game, or that Schilling let on. So I think his status, whether they want to talk about it in those terms after tonight's game, is at this point very much up in the air the rest of this series. You can't just automatically say, well, sure, he'll take the ball in game 4 or 5 after what he presented here in game 1. As Olrud hits it off the end of the bat, and that baby's going to drop in. Everything going right for the Yankees tonight. Even Posada going first to third with 2 out.
It's a sacred down and away. John going with it like he's done for 10, 12 years. And it's very, very reminiscent of what I've seen as a teammate for many years.
You guys with me on that last thing or not?
Well, I just think that it gives the Red Sox the flexibility to come back with him in game 4 and then game 7. I don't know how serious the ankle is. Certainly from the way through tonight, it was hurting him tonight. But it gives them the flexibility. I mean, they can do it. I mean, Curt Schilling, even though he didn't prove it tonight, at 85% is better than most guys at 100%. And he certainly didn't prove that tonight, but that's something I think the Red Sox have to determine over the next several days.
2-0 is the count.
Well, I think the conversation is moot. Really, the answer needs to be as to what is wrong with him. Is he masking it? Is this shot really covering something that's much more serious? And I'm with you, Joe. If he's really bad and he's throwing 88-mile-an-hour fastballs for a guy who throws 95, is he really that helpful to come back in 3 days? I don't think so.
2 balls, no strikes, first and third, 2 out. Cairo, like he was trying to go the other way with a pitch out over the plate. It's 2-1. It's just going to be so difficult, I think, for the Red Sox to determine, because it's not a broken bone. It's a situation where he's trying to pitch with it. And in the end, it's going to be left up to Schilling. And the question, how do you feel? Can you pitch? And I think we all know what his answer would be because of the kind of competitor he is and the kind of guy he has proven to be in the big leagues. Give me the ball. I want to go pitch, and I want to help my team win.
Well, he beat the Angels in game 1, giving up 3 runs in 7 innings. I mean, you have to take that into consideration if you're going to take the game tonight into consideration.
But he tweaked that ankle at the end of that outing.
Right.
And you wonder how severe that really was, reaching down and grabbing that ankle. And if that had a lingering effect into tonight, and if that will continue throughout this series. But he certainly didn't throw tonight in any way, shape, or form like he threw in Game 1 against Anaheim.
No way.
So the question is why, and if it's the ankle, then who knows where his position will be the rest of this series. 3 balls, 2 strikes, first and third, 2 out. Runner goes, line drive to Cabrera, and the inning is over. A hit batsman, a base hit, 2 left in the inning, 5 on the night for the Yankees. The focus on Messina. Head back to work in the 6th.
ALCS, the world's largest fully electronic stock exchange.
Still have time?
Yeah! Don't miss a moment of action with the Game Bucket deal from KFC. 6 pieces of extra crispy chicken and 6 honey barbecue wings. Plus a free half-gallon Pepsi Mega Jug, all for just $9.99.
Sir, you forgot your Mega Jug.
Only in
Capital USA! Come on!
A Silverado half-ton crew comes standard with more muscle than Ford, Dodge, or Toyota. That's why it's the right truck. The official truck of an American revolution.
The League Championship Series on Fox brought to you by the new Chevrolets. 10 new cars and trucks in 20 months. An American revolution. By Cialis. Ask your doctor if a free sample of Cialis is right for you. And by Emerald Nuts, premium snacks products available in the on-the-go shapes and sizes. We're in the 6th inning, and so far no base runners for the Red Sox. Varitek first up, and he takes a strike. Varitek, Cabrera, and Miller, the bottom 3 in the lineup for Boston. That is hammered foul. Along with our producer Pete Macheska, our director Bill Webb, Joe Buck, Al Leiter, Tim McCarver with you. Game 1 of this ALCS, and it's been all New York. 2 runs in the first, 4 runs in the third. It's the 6th inning now, and Mike Messina has not allowed a base runner. Varitek fly to left his first time up. Ball 1.
Talk about odds. Jason Varitek is 0 for 35 at Yankee Stadium this year, and Mike Messina has a perfect game in the 6th inning.
He's also struck out 18 times here this year, and Messina has him set up at a ball and 2 strikes. Messina has struck out 6, including 5 in a row. Another. Varitek is gone, and that's strikeout number 7.
Knuckle curveball down, is able to expand. You stay ahead, use your fastball. Like Tim said early with the scouting report, 4 corners with Mussina's fastball. Now they have to be defensive, and in this case, how quickly this curveball is dropping to defensive swing.
Just like bingo. Four corners from Mussina. And bingo, he has pitched some game, I'll tell you.
With 1 out and nobody on, here is Cabrera. That is wide for ball 1. When's the last time you played bingo?
About 35 years ago.
Congratulations. With the bases empty and 1 out, a 1-0 pitch. Orlando Cabrera takes wide again, 2-0.
This pitch right here will say a lot whether Moose thinks he's got a shot at a no-hitter. This is a fastball hitter and a fastball count, 2-0.
2-1.
It's interesting that Orlando Cabrera made the last out in the last perfect game pitched here at Yankee Stadium against David Cone on July 19th, 1999.
Here's a 2-1. Cabrera pops it into shallow right. Here comes Sheffield, 2 out.
The near perfect game that Mike Mussina pitched on September 2nd, 2001 at Fenway Park. Did he ever have it working that night?
But it was
the 27th batter in that game came up and spoiled it for Mussina.
And it was Mussina after the fact who said he was very aware of the situation in the middle part of the game, and any pitcher who says he wasn't aware of throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game is lying.
Well, if he was aware then, he's very aware now too.
Now you threw a no-hitter in your career, and there's no doubt, I think you've been talking about it, it's been pretty obvious that Mussina's zeroed in. There's no doubt he is aware of what's going on around him.
But what's nice about a game like this, it's similar to my no-hitter against Colorado when I was with the Marlins, because we won the game 11-0. So it was clear that I knew I had to continue to pitch, make pitches, throw backwards, fastball counts, throw curveballs, use my changeup in 11-0 game. And normally, if it wasn't a no-hitter, you'd be more apt to just throw fastballs and put the ball in play.
You had a cushion with which to work, right?
It's a 6-run cushion here for Mussina, who's trying to go perfect through 6. Miller wouldn't bite. Bill popped out his first time up. Full count.
What are you calling, Tim?
Fastball.
What's a no-hitter?
What are you throwing?
I'm gonna throw a hook.
Here's a 3-2.
You're right.
Just tapped foul, and it's still 3-2, and it was not a 3-2 groove fastball.
Well, if that pitch right there doesn't tell you that he's thinking about a perfect game, nothing will. A 3-2 curveball with a 6-run lead in the 6th inning.
No question about it.
Seven strikeouts. Schilling now in the dugout watching. Cheering from Miller on 3-2. And Miller pops it up. Matsui coming on. Mussina perfect through 6.
These people are getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their health. They're finding those answers in a single place. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They find vital information that used to be scattered in 100 locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
I have terrible writer's block.
Shut up, you pyromaniac.
Extinguished novelists love emerald nuts.
Still on separate wireless plans? Then come to T-Mobile where couples talk free.
You have to be married?
No? Live together? No?
Know each other?
That might help.
Now couples talk free and get the most whenever minutes.
T-Mobile, get more.
When we are dancing and you're dangerous, Lindy me, I get ideas. I get ideas. And after we have kissed goodnight, still you linger.
Rico moves your ideas forward.
You get ideas too.
Describe the perfect day, Liz.
Well, we're driving to the lake. The kids watch a DVD, and Joe and I have some quality time.
Good. Joe?
Okay, we're barreling along. The Hemi's kicking some serious butt. Then we fish.
See, you're not traveling in the same vehicle.
Dodge Durango. Big size, smooth ride, Hemi power.
What a quack.
My machine's on 7. Sandy?
My machine's on 4. Back to you, Tim.
And now the weather.
Exercising newscasters love emerald nuts.
See, kids, this is key. Everyone got their mean faces? All right, now, Steph, then kick your leg up real high. That's awesome. That's perfect. That's it right there. Oh, no. You want to go again?
Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball.
Oh, that's scary.
Together, they create a positive place for kids. Fourth pitcher of the night for Boston, it's Tim Wakefield. The knuckleballer who right now is scheduled to start game 4, and he is working with a catcher in Jason Varitek, who doesn't typically catch him, rarely catches him. His usual battery mate is Doug Mirabelli.
Hey, it's terrifying, too. When you're not used to catching a knuckleball pitcher and all of a sudden in postseason play, I don't care what the score is, you're forced into that position. Nightmarish.
2 balls and a strike on Lofton. The first action this postseason for Wakefield. 2-2. We've seen these catcher's mitts, whether it's Mirabelli or Varitek, they're bigger than a usual catcher's mitt. It's almost like a first baseman's mitt. The 2-2. Lofton cranks it down the right field line. That ball is gone for a home run. It's 7-0. So Wakefield, who gave up the series clinching home run to Aaron Boone in the 11th inning of Game 7 last year right here, comes in Game 1 in relief and gives up a home run to the leadoff hitter Lofton to start the 6th. Derek Jeter will dig in as Lofton gets his 6th.
Calm down, folks. It was a knuckleball. You don't knock guys down with knuckleballs.
Here's a 1-0. Up and in again. 2 balls, no strikes. Had the Red Sox won last year's ALCS, the guy on the mound right now could very well have been the MVP of that series. Wakefield was terrific. Had to come on in relief and threw a knuckleball that didn't knuckle to Aaron Boone, and he ended it in Game 7. 3-1 on Jeter. Alex Rodriguez will follow, and then Sheffield. Left side for Miller. Long throw, 1 out. As if Red Sox fans haven't seen it enough. Aaron Boone's homer that ended it. A memorable game, a memorable series. And you and I, Tim, were struck by the raw emotion as you see Lofton take one out down the right field line against Wakefield. The raw emotion that we saw from Mariano Rivera at the end of that, going out and basically just throwing himself on the mound here at Yankee Stadium, excited that the Yankees had defeated the Red Sox.
Rivera pitching 3 innings in that game. And Aaron Boone's biggest hit of his life.
The guy at the plate is the man who replaced Aaron Boone. Boone injured himself playing pickup basketball in February. The Yankees cut him loose and then eventually made the deal with Texas to get Alex Rodriguez when the Red Sox and the Rangers couldn't get together on the money. About $12 million short. That's how it's reported. And Alex Rodriguez, even with the score 7-0, frustrated with that strikeout. 2 out for Sheffield. Sheffield has doubled, walked, struck out, and it's 2-0 here. That catches the inside corner. 2-1. Randy Marsh is the crew chief of this umpiring crew. He's behind the plate, and he says that's strike 2. Base hit, Sheffield, left center field. That thing scoots. Ramirez cuts it off. Sheffield will dig for second and make it with a 2-out double. That'll bring in Hideki Matsui. It also gives you today's WebMD injury update. Focuses on Curt Schilling's right ankle. Check your own symptoms with WebMD's symptom checker at symptom.webmd.com. And from the tendonitis in his right ankle, a shot of Markane to these numbers: 3 innings, 6 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks.
One thing you don't have to do if you throw a knuckleball is pitch around the hitter. The knuckleball will pitch around the hitter naturally. That's why they're not walking Matsui here.
Matsui's had 3 at-bats. He has a pair of doubles, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and the time he made an out, he flew the ball to the wall in left field. One ball, 1 strike. The Red Sox in the 7th will have the top of the order: Damon, Bellhorn, Ramirez. Hard hit, another base hit for Matsui. Here comes Sheffield. They'll hold Matsui to a single, another RBI, and that's 5 on the night. It's 8-0.
Godzilla strikes again in New York.
They were breaking ball, curveball. Down and in. That's pretty much where most left-handers like it. As much as Wakefield throws his knuckleball 60% of the time. Down and in curveball.
Strike one to Bernie Williams. Williams 1 for 3 with an RBI single and 2 groundouts. One and one.
It's been the Matsui-Messina show so far for the Yankees.
Tying an ALCS record with his 5th RBI tonight as Williams went around, strike 2. Two high-powered offenses, number 1 and 2 in the American League this season, producing runs, and the Yankees are taking it to the Red Sox pitching. Nice running catch by Ramirez to end the 6th. We go to the 7th, top of the order coming up for Boston. It's 8-0 New York.
Strong winds, dry conditions, and a fast-moving fire. Right now, KTVU is on the scene as hundreds of firefighters battle a massive growing wildfire. We'll have a live update from the scene tonight on the 10 o'clock news.
Look out, carbs. Round Table's new skinny crust is here. Our world-famous dough rolled thinner for a lighter, crispier crust with 30% less carbs. Try skinny crust today with the delicious all-meat marvel with 4 tasty meats and 3 fresh cheeses. Only at Round Table.
A business decision gone wrong.
Where's the IT manager?
3 people with a motive.
We're all going to jail.
There was nothing we could do.
It had to be done.
One man has the answer.
Richard Parks? You're right there.
It was her idea. I will not be the scapegoat. Arrest her!
Shut up, Richard!
I'm not a cop. I'm from Kovad. Peter Boggs? We spoke about Kovad VoIP the other day.
The Kovad guy.
Save up to 40% with a simpler voice and data network. Increased productivity with one-click conferencing and a Find Me feature so you're always reachable. Business class voice quality, and it's unbelievably easy to manage.
You know, I said toss out your old phone system, but I didn't mean it literally.
Get your free voice assessment today.
Mike Messina back for the 7th inning, facing Johnny Damon, who has had 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. Strike 1. 7 strikeouts on the night for Messina. The most productive offense in the American League has been completely shut down tonight by Mike Messina. Nobody scored more runs in this group. They hit 32 home runs this season against Yankee pitching. Tonight, I would say only 1 hard-hit ball, and that was Bellhorn back in the 1st.
If a guy breaks it up, it'll be a guy like Damon because he's such a good 2-strike hitter.
That pitch has been nasty to left-handed hitters down and in, and he's had a lot of guys lunging.
Well, it's so sharp. You're right, Joe. In many instances with a knuckle curve, when it comes out of the pitcher's hand, it looks like a fastball. Many times hitters will say they'll see the ball spin up over the pitcher's hand when it comes out as a curveball. With a knuckle curveball, it comes out almost like a fastball.
That's wide, 2-2. On 2-2. Damon strikes out. 8 strikeouts for Messina.
The knuckle curve out of the strike zone down gets Damon. Moose crossing.
Now it's Bellhorn. Top of the 7th inning, game 1. Yankees lead 8-0. Bellhorn, strike 1.
Back to the fastball.
Strike 2. Left field, well hit. Matsui, long run. Hideki Matsui won't get there. The no-hitter, the perfect game, both gone. Off the base of the wall, off the bat of Bellhorn, and these Yankee fans will let Messina hear it.
I'm surprised at the selection. Here's a guy who struck out 177 times during the year. He had an 0-2 count. Clearly Moose didn't want to throw it there. But you would think of the expansive pitches would be off speed as opposed to a fastball. I know he was trying to thread it away, but I'm surprised at that pitch selection. It is about execution, and it was more outer half than off the plate. But as good as his knuckle curveball has been, I'm surprised at that selection.
It goes as a 1-out double for Bellhorn, and now Manny Ramirez. To the shortstop on 2 hops, Jeter. 2 out. Some of the celebrities that are here with us tonight for game 1. Nicholson, Danza, Henry, Kraft, Billy Crystal, Tom Brokaw, Donald Trump. What's Donald been doing lately? I haven't seen much of him.
Firing everybody.
Runner at second, 2 out, and here's David Ortiz. By the way, forget all that Hollywood stuff with Nicholson. He's from Neptune, New Jersey, down the shore.
You know what the boss says.
That's the first Springsteen reference, and we're past the 6th inning point. I'm very impressed with you, Al. What does he say?
Down the shore, everything's all right, me and my baby on a Saturday night.
Runner at second, 2 out, 1 ball, no strikes. On Ortiz. Out in front, 1-1.
Asbury Park near Neptune. I don't know. Is it near Neptune? That's where he's from.
It's a big rival. Asbury Park and Neptune.
How do I know that now? They're right next to each other.
Talking to the king of Memphis over here.
I mean, I'm from Memphis, man.
Actually, Bruce Springsteen went to Freehold High School, and he makes a lot of references to Asbury Park. But he's really from Freehold, which is still a rival of Neptune.
So says the man from Tom's River. Here's the 1-1. Ortiz into right field, a base hit. Bellhorn will hold up at third, down 8-0. You cannot run into an out at the plate. And 2 hits in this 7th inning for Boston. At least trying to get up off the mat and get something done here. Flex their muscles before the end of game 1.
Yeah, to give them something to take into tomorrow. Brandon Arroyo against Pedro Martinez in game 2 tomorrow night.
Did you know somebody at one point in your life named Brandon Arroyo? Bronson Arroyo.
Oh, it's Bronson Arroyo, and he's not starting tomorrow night.
No.
No. So I was wrong on both counts. I was thinking of Neptune and Asbury Park.
The whole New Jersey conversation got you really thrown out of whack.
Got me flustered.
It's Pedro.
It will be John Lieber against Pedro tomorrow.
There you go.
Oh.
Mel Stottlemyre is out to say, Mike, look, I've been watching you all night, and I really haven't had anything to say to this point, so I just thought I'd make an appearance. Here's our Nissan game summary as we play here in the top of the 7th inning. The Red Sox threatening for the first time. Schilling lasting only 3 innings. Messina is into the 7th and still working. Matsui's had the big night with a bat. And at the bottom, the Yankees have lost 4 straight game 1s. But tonight, lead 8-0 in the 7th. Here's Millar with 1st and 3rd, 2 out. Strike 1. A 1-out double by Bellhorn, a 2-out single by Ortiz. Tanyan Sturtz getting loose for the Yankees. No matter the score, if you look at this series, the Yankees came into this game. They lost game 1 of the ALCS last year to the Boston Red Sox, but they're thinking, look, if we've got a sure bet, a guy that we can bank on giving us a good start, Messina's got to be the guy with all the question marks surrounding the back of Lieber, the back of Brown. Millar shoots it into left center field. Matsui won't get it. Off his glove, 1 run scores. Here comes Ortiz. It's a 2-out, 2-run double in an 8-2 game. Matsui almost got there, and Millar puts the Red Sox on the board.
Well, Matsui touching this ball allows Ortiz to score. Had the ball hit the wall and bounce back, he retrieves it fast enough to hold Ortiz to third base. But because it hit his glove and was deflected toward left center field, Ortiz has waved around to score.
But just to look ahead, you've got Lieber with a bad back. Although they say it's not going to be a factor. He's pitching in game 2 against Pedro Martinez. Then you've got Kevin Brown as that pitch squirts away, and Millar was on his toes, goes over to third, and he's 90 feet away with 2 out. Kevin Brown with a broken left hand during the season.
Clearly a cross up. Oh, there hasn't been too many people at second base, so maybe they use different signs, and Posada and Messina have to get on the same page here, obviously.
It's a pass ball, and the cross up goes in the category of pass ball on a pitch that is called a strike. Messina got the strike on that pitch, even though it got away.
How many times do you get a strike on a wild pitch or a pass ball? Rarely.
The one that hits the catcher in the chest.
Pleasant thought.
Here's an 0-1. Nixon with a base hit into center field. It's 8-3. This Red Sox lineup so good, top to bottom, front to back, and you wonder if that's going to be it for Messina. Veritek is digging in, and goodbye to Mike Messina, who carried a perfect game into this 7th inning. With one swing of the bat, the guy at the plate, Veritek, could make this a 3-run game. So Sturtz pops out of that bullpen as they salute Messina.
Are the brake pads and shoes really guaranteed for as long as I own my car?
Yes.
What if I need additional work? We'll explain it all before we do anything.
Visit Midas now and get brake pads or shoes for just $39.95. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed.
Trust the Midas touch.
Hey, you're all right, man.
For those who never quit, the battery that never quits. Energizer. Keep going.
I don't get it. We're so close to getting the house.
Oh, they said it has something to do with our credit.
Credit? What's wrong with our credit?
Let's just go. Don't use that one. I haven't paid the bill yet. Just put it on this one.
Mismanaging your credit could keep you from owning a home, but it's never too late to get it right. Call the Fannie Mae Foundation for a free guide to understanding credit and a list of lenders and credit counselors.
If you talk on the phone as much as I... Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Can I call you back? Okay. The Singular has a plan... Mom? Hi? No way. Yeah. As I was saying...
At Singular, get our best deal ever. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes, including rollover. Just $39.99. Hurry in and get a new Motorola camera phone.
I call it my... I gotta take this plan. Hey.
Only from Singular Wireless.
How does it look?
Possible sprain, could be tendonitis.
We need this right arm. It's just been overworked. Can you give it another try?
Oh, writing too many checks lately. The Visa check card can automatically pay some monthly bills on time, like electric, cable, telephone, even your health club.
That's Tory with 2 R's.
The Visa check card can give your check writing arm a break.
The all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is to die for.
You got a good buffet up here?
Just stay away from the 3-bean salad.
You're not the boss of me.
Sunday, November...
First pitch from Sturts to Varitek is fouled out of play off to the left. And with all of the focus being on Mike Messina up to this point, the Red Sox have now chased him. They've put 3 on the board, and they have a guy at the plate that's more than capable of making this with one swing a 3-run game. Varitek during the regular season hit 18 home runs. High heat, 95 miles per hour, 0-2.
I'm surprised John Olerud's holding Varitek on. You can almost play him 10 feet behind Nixon with the quad problem Nixon has. He's not going anywhere. Varitek can pop one, hook one around Olerud.
Varitek into right field. Back is Sheffield at the wall. Gone. 2-run home run Varitek, and it's 8-5 here in the 7th. A 5-run 7th inning that still isn't over, and the Red Sox are right back in it.
His first hit at Yankee Stadium this year, a 2-run shot by Varitek, who's now 1 for 37 in this ballpark. Boom, and the Red Sox are indeed back in this game. How about that?
Which, if you want to go back to the 4th inning, when Derek Jeter, when he tried to push bunt to move Lofton over with a 6-0 lead, you knew that they thought the capability of what the Red Sox are doing right now.
I don't think there's any doubt, and they learned the hard way during the regular season. They were not putting this game in the win column already, and Mike Messina has gone from flirting with history to sitting there sweating on the dugout bench as he hands it over to Sturts in this Yankee bullpen. We showed you earlier that Mariano Rivera is back in that bullpen, and he may very well be needed before the end of this night. Cabrera with 2 out and an 0-2 count.
I think if you're Joe Torre, you're thinking Tom Gordon in the 8th, Mariano Rivera in the 9th. In the last inning, no way was he thinking that way.
So Tanyan Sturts comes in, gives up the inherited runner. The night for Messina, 6 2/3, 4 runs on only 4 hits. No walks, 8 strikeouts. He can only be the winner, but now it's up to the Yankee bullpen, and the Red Sox are doing exactly what they've done all year. They don't quit. They keep coming at you. And the top of the 7th inning is finally over, but not before the Red Sox officially climb back into this game. So as the fans stretch here at Yankee Stadium, we will have a performance of God Bless America from Daniel Rodriguez, who will perform here right behind home plate at Yankee Stadium.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise? Now please direct your attention to the microphone behind home plate and welcome recording artist and American tenor Daniel Rodriguez. In honor of the servicemen and women stationed around the globe, Mr. Rodriguez will now sing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide will form. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide will form. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, our home, sweet
Hey, Howie, what are you doing? Sleeping? Wake up! Hey, Buckethead, get up. Hey, nice golf game today, little buddy.
Somebody, please stop the pain. He's killing my minutes. I needed a wireless plan.
With Radio Shack's pain-free wireless sale, you get great deals on plans and phones. Like this LG VX6000 camera phone from Verizon Wireless, just $49.99 with new 2-year agreement.
Can you transfer all the numbers except that one?
Radio Shack.
Taco Bell's Zesty Chicken Border Bowl is made right when you order it, so it tastes even better. Grilled all-white meat chicken, hot steaming rice, cool crisp lettuce, and Fiesta salsa. For a freshly prepared meal, think outside the bun.
Okay, you've got NFL Sunday Ticket and 4 months of DirecTV's best programming package free.
Free? Am I dreaming?
No.
Are you sure I'm not dreaming? Because all of a sudden I'm
Falling! It's kind of scary!
Well, apparently you are dreaming. But the DirecTV stuff, that was real.
That's great!
Please wake up!
NFL Sunday Ticket only from DirecTV. Sign up now and get DirecTV's best programming package free for 4 months. It's our best offer of the year.
Well, I guess it's 5 o'clock. Do you know where your shadow is? Well, if you shave with Shit Quattro, it's not here. See, Shit Quattro has 4 blades and 2 conditioning strips, so your 5 o'clock shadow shows up late. Shit Quattro, the power of 4.
The League Championship Series on Fox, brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by Direct TV. Sports in 100% digital quality, picture and sound. During the break, we had Tim Wakefield being relieved of his duties out on the mound. I believe because the rally happened so quickly for the Boston Red Sox that Terry Francona didn't have enough time to get Alan Embry loose out in the bullpen. We had the great rendition of God Bless America by Daniel Rodriguez, so everything stopped, and Embry had to continue warming after Daniel Rodriguez sang God Bless America. Tim Wakefield went back out to warm up, and now just before the inning started with Posada walking to the plate, Terry Francona walked out and took the ball from Wakefield and gives it to Embry.
Talk about a change of fortunes in this game. Mike Mussina and the Yankees went from retiring the first 19 batters and having an 8-0 perfect game to a save situation just like that.
One important inning thrown by Wakefield tonight, where he allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. And those extra 2 runs loom large now. It's 8-5 here in the 7th. Budweiser's fantasy player of the divisional series, Carlos Beltran. What a series. 4 home runs, 9 runs, 9 RBIs. Log on to foxsports.com. Keyword fantasy baseball. Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. Remember, he'll be in the lineup tomorrow night when the Houston Astros visit the St. Louis Cardinals. Game 1. Brandon Backey against Woody Williams. A 5-run 7th inning has put the Red Sox back in it. And they turn Posada around, make him bat right-handed. Strike 1. The Red Sox in the 8th will have Miller, Damon, and Bellhorn. The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. With the addition of Keith Foulke as the closer for the Boston Red Sox, the Red Sox like their bullpen better than they liked it a year ago in the LCS against the Yankees. Timlin was a part of it last year, and he'll be a big part of it this year. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Posada tonight has been hit by a pitch. He's grounded out. He's hit a sac fly. Pretty good rip. Still 1-2.
Joe, you brought up an interesting point about tack-on runs. A lot of times when a team has an 8-0 lead, you don't have a tendency to give the importance to that 6th, 7th, 8th run like you would when a team comes back and scores 5 runs.
Well, the 2 runs that were scored against Wakefield are huge. And at the time, you don't think about it because nobody was even sniffing a hit against Mussina. If you go back 75 years ago today, in the history books, you'll find the largest deficit overcome in postseason history. 8 runs, October 12th, 1929, by the Philadelphia A's.
The year the stock market crashed.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Embry is the 5th pitcher of the night for the Red Sox. I have not seen Gordon getting loose yet for the Yankees out in their bullpen, which is interesting.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised at that myself.
To the right side for Bellhorn. Stays down on it. 1 out.
Well, you want to turn Posada around anytime you can get that chance. He has clearly more power from the right side, from the left side. And here with him being turned around, you got Olerud who they might have had to make a decision, and then you have Cairo at the bottom of the lineup with Lofton leading off as the #1 hitter. I think that's the reason why he's not up yet.
Now here's Gordon at least going down, maybe start to get loose as that pitch misses down and away. Allrood 1 for 2 with a walk and a single.
Perhaps
Gordon
Joe
will start.
Excuse me, Joe. Perhaps Joe Torre thinking about the emotional stability of Mariano Rivera and would like to see Sturts get through the 8th and then put Gordon in the save role and not use Rivera unless the game goes extra innings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I said that, but now it's Gordon getting loose with an eye on Miller, Damon, and Bellhorn in the 8th. One ball, one strike. Allrood takes it wide. Let's go down to Kenny Albert.
Well, Joe, Tanyan Sturts celebrating his 34th birthday today. He grew up in Worcester, Massachusetts, a huge Red Sox fan. He attended 10 straight opening days at Fenway Park. His dad, Ken, finally gave in yesterday, bought his first Yankee cap.
It took this long. Sturts was an in-season addition to this Yankee team, and he pitched his way into a serious role in the postseason for Joe Torre. That's to left for Ramirez, who zigzags his way to it. Allrood is gone, 2 out. And Cairo will be the hitter. Gordon was a part of this rivalry from the other side. And he was a part of an LCS against the Yankees back in '99, a year after saving 46 games for the Red Sox. And now his job is to maintain a lead and hand it over to Rivera as Cairo takes ball 1. Rivera doing his usual work with that weighted ball, trying to get that shoulder and arm loose. The 1-0. 2-0. Just so you know, in save situations against the Boston Red Sox this season, the Yankee bullpen has a 6.75 ERA with 5 blown saves. And Rivera's on that list. Miller got him at Fenway Park in July. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-1.
That's why when the Yankees scored those 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, you could hear some TVs being clicked off in New England. In the 7th inning, with 5 in the 7th, turned them back on.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's a fair ball. Broken bat hit for Cairo. Nixon over to get it, and he holds Cairo to a 2-out single.
That was close. That ball was skewering toward the Yankee dugout. Good call. Right over the bag. Called properly fair by Jeff Nelson.
It's an interesting move here by Joe Torre, or non-move. You've got the left-handed hitting DH Kenny Lofton at the plate. You have the switch hitting option in Ruben Sierra. And the Yankees at this point have to be in more of an attack offensive mode than, let's say, an inning ago. So it's lefty on lefty, and Embry checks on Cairo. Lofton, a reason the Yankees added to that 6-0 lead in the 6th with the leadoff home run down the line against the right-hander Wakefield. Torre stays with him, and Embry stays with Millar and Cairo over at first. In the 6th, right down the line. Runner at first, 2 out, and ball 1 outside to Lofton. That's a strike, and this could be Embry's last hitter with a right-handed hitting Jeter on deck and Timlin getting loose in the Red Sox bullpen.
Yeah, that was a slide step by Alan Embry. Miguel Cairo is not a fast base runner at first base, but he's a good base runner. Hit 11 steals during the season with 2 outs. Not a bad play if you're the Yankees to try to steal a base.
And Lofton pops it up. Plenty of time for Ramirez to get there, and Embry pitches a scoreless 7th. Who's coming up for the Red Sox in the 8th inning? It'll be Miller, Damon, Bellhorn. Red Sox down by 3.
Hi, I'm Jared for Subway Restaurants. Did you know that a McDonald's Big Mac has 33 grams of fat? 33 grams of fat. But on the other hand, a tasty foot-long sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub from Subway has 10 grams of fat, which means you could eat another and another over the course of 3 different meals and still not equal the fat content of 1 Big Mac. I made my choice. Make yours. Subway. Choose well.
If a lazy moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? Get to know Cialis, the first tablet for erectile dysfunction that gives you up to 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. Cialis goes to work fast and can work for up to 36 hours. Cialis is not for everyone. If you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, do not take Cialis. Such combinations could cause a sudden unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. The most common side effects were headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor to ensure Cialis is right for you and you are healthy enough for sexual activity. Ask your doctor if a free sample of prescription Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
You don't mix it. You don't garnish it. You don't serve it with a twist. You drink it. Every bright, pure, natural drop. Always refreshing. This is Budweiser. This is beer. Bright, crisp, clean, pure.
29-year-old female, first seizure 1 month ago.
16-year-old male, sudden double vision and night terror.
22-year-old male.
When the diagnosis is unknown and all the other doctors have failed, the cases end up here with the world's most brilliant team of medical experts.
No toxins, no medications?
Nothing that would explain these symptoms. What did you find that doesn't explain these symptoms?
Critics say House solves medical mysteries like Sherlock Holmes with a stethoscope.
Differential diagnosis, people. One of the suspects.
This fall,
Hello in here!
she's not breathing.
Should be dead in 2 minutes.
See why all doctors are not created equal.
We had 6 symptoms that didn't add up to anything. Now we got 7. Who's excited?
House.
First pitch of the 8th inning to Bill Miller is up from Tom Gordon, who had a fantastic season. 9-4. He had 4 saves, 2.21 ERA, and appeared in a career-high 80 games. 2-0. Miller 0 for 2. He hit .283 during the regular season. 4 out of 14 this postseason. Back to the top, and Johnny Damon and Bellhorn to follow, then Ramirez. There's a strike, 2-1. It was 8-0. Now it's 8-5. Miller, diving stop Cairo, but he can't make a throw, and Miller is on to start the 8th.
Fine stretch by Cairo. The ball came up on him, and in the process of trying to get the ball out of the glove, he dropped it. So Miller with an infield hit to lead off the 8th inning.
Coming up on 11 o'clock in the East, we're at Yankee Stadium, game 1 of this ALCS. The Yankees jumped out to the big lead. The Red Sox got 5 runs in the 7th inning and a blink. Hideki Matsui has had a big night. 5 RBIs to tie an ALCS record. Cena was perfect through 6 1/3, but he couldn't get through 7 as Damon takes a strike. Johnny struck out 3 times against Messina, who struck out 8 for the night.
It becomes very interesting if the Red Sox can get one more runner on of their next 2. Then you've got Ramirez and Ortiz coming up representing the tying runs.
And you have to start thinking about, if you're the Yankees and Joe Torre, extending Rivera for more than a 1-inning save, which would have been the furthest thing from your mind half an hour ago.
My thoughts exactly.
Good pitch from Gordon, strike 2 on Damon.
Good quick breaking ball from Gordon.
Rivera, who flew in from Panama today, is getting loose in the 8th with nobody out. Damon strikes out, 1 out. 4 strikeouts tonight for Johnny Damon.
Just a nasty breaking ball, just dropping off the table. The defensive swing from Damon. Straight down, and they called a 12-6er, stayed on the outer half. Great pitch.
Damon would agree, and now with 1 on, 1 out, Bellhorn stands in, marked 1 for 3. His double broke up the perfect game last inning. And he pops up here into left field. Slicing to Matsui, 2 out. We talked about Rivera early, and he appeared when we hit the 3rd inning here, and that's right about when we expected Mariano Rivera to get to Yankee Stadium. He gets a hug from Alex Rodriguez. And then in the 5th inning, he arrived out in the bullpen getting hugs from his teammates and coaches out there. And a huge ovation from this crowd at Yankee Stadium as he popped into that bullpen, and now he's loosening here in the 8th. Here is Manny Ramirez. Ball 1.
Manny has been quiet all night. He has not gotten the ball out of the infield. Remember, he has tremendous power the other way. And here at Yankee Stadium, a short porch in right field.
Either way, in my mind, this should be Gordon's last hitter, one way or the other. You've got 2 out in the inning. You've got Rivera getting loose in the bullpen, and if Ramirez reaches, Ortiz would bat here in the 8th inning, representing the tying run. You know Joe Torre wants Rivera on the mound in that situation. Yep. Gordon trying to pitch around a leadoff infield hit. One of the game's best, standing in his way. And a little flare into left center field. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate. Going first to third is Miller, and it's first and third for Ortiz.
I think Jorge Posada encouraged to go out in front of home plate, slow things down to give Rivera a chance as the tying run potentially comes up in the person of David Ortiz, and he has killed the Yankees.
So Rivera getting loose, no sign of Joe Torre, and David Ortiz representing the tying run will bat here in the 8th inning.
Well, this is a gutsy move by Joe Torre.
Ortiz takes a ball. Because the question would be asked, why is he getting loose here in the 8th if not to pitch in this spot?
That's right.
Ortiz has 1 hit off Gordon. It was a home run.
He is the tying run at the plate here in the 8th. The 1-0. 2-0. So Ortiz will be sitting on something. Millar waits on deck.
Ortiz with great power the other way, as he proved on Friday when he clinched it for Boston.
A 2-0 pitch. Big swing, 2-1. Here it is off Washburn. And there's that swing the other way, Al, that you talked about earlier.
It looked low Vaughn-esque.
Runner at third is Miller. Runner at first, Manny Ramirez. But the man on the spot, Ortiz for the Red Sox, Gordon for the Yankees. Three and one.
You know, with the short porch and right, it's the correct pitch to come in on him. But I think in many instances for a pitcher, you realize that it doesn't take much to hit it out. And Gordon being a closer all those years, you really are careful about it, not wanting to miss inner half.
Now it's 3-1.
You're coming inside. You don't want it right there.
Ortiz hits it in the air to left center field. Back at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Ortiz stopped running, but he's still going to make it to third, and it's a 1-run game. With Rivera standing and watching in the bullpen, Ortiz goes deep to left center off Gordon. And Ortiz came within a matter of feet of making this comeback complete and getting it out of here for an 8-8 score.
Joe Torre, over the last 9 years, has made a ton of proper moves for the New York Yankees, but this is not one of them. Clearly.
I say feet. I mean, what is it? How much did this miss? A, the glove of Matsui, and B, getting out of the park. The Red Sox at one point trailed 8-0. It's now 8-7 with the tying run 90 feet away. Rivera, one of the best in postseason history, coming in. Millar coming up for Boston.
Despite genetic similarities, siblings often harbor tension between each other. This can result in provocation against the older counterpart. But these are merely attempts to discover his place in the family. Cobalt, the new commotion, coming to the Chevy family.
How did it come to this? All these different antifreeze formulas, all these different colors. This stops now. Big Yellow's taking over.
What are you talking about?
Trust me, Sally. Trust Prestones go for all makes, all model cars.
Big Yellow don't take over. I take over.
New Formula Prestone. Good for all makes, all model cars. Mixes with any color antifreeze.
Big Yellow could take over. You know, whichever.
Trust Prestone for your own protection.
These people are getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their health. They're finding those answers in a single place. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They find vital information that used to be scattered in 100 locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
We told 12 Ivy League hotshots they were competing to win a job with one of America's richest moguls.
Welcome to my world.
I'm going to do everything I can to win.
And they bought it. Now the producers of My Big Fat Obnoxious Fiancé,
I don't know if you're aware of this, but you're short.
are sticking it to the smart guys.
When I point to you, speak.
I need to be here because I'm the one that's going to be dedicated to
My Big Fat Obnoxious Boss.
falling, and you can see this.
Sunday, November 7th on Fox.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
All any team wants. they trail early by 8-0 is a chance before the end of the night. This gives the Red Sox a chance. Off the glove of Matsui for a 2-run triple, and Millar could tie it with a hit. Tying run 90 feet away. It's 8-7. We're in the 8th of game 1. The 1-0. 2-0.
There would probably be a pinch runner for David Ortiz if there were none or one out. But with 2 out, you go on the theory that for the most part it's going to take a base hit to score him anyway.
Since the start of 2002, Rivera has blown 5 saves against Boston. Millar missed it by plenty, 2-1. And if you go back to 2001, he's blown 7 in 22 chances, 14 in 170 to the rest of Major League Baseball. Trying to save it here. Tying run at third, 2 out, 8-7 in the 8th. Millar pops it up. Jeter. And the Yankees are hanging on by a thread. 8-7 into the bottom of the 8th here in the Bronx.
Whoa. Oh.
The all-new Dodge Dakota.
Nice, yeah.
With the only V8 in its class.
This is gonna look great in our bedroom. You are such an
And the most overall interior room.
wonderful man.
The world's largest fully electronic stock exchange.
Guys?
No way.
Yeah, I got us on the Verizon Wireless Family Share Plan, so we can talk to each other as much as we want.
And it's got in, so you can talk to your friends all you want to.
That's awesome.
Hey, group hug. Okay.
Sign up for the Family Share Plan, and now the whole family can make unlimited in-calls to each other and any other Verizon Wireless customer from the America's Choice coverage area. Plus, buy one Samsung A650 for $29.99 and get one free.
Give me a call.
Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
The League Championship Series on Fox is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By new Prestone. Trust Prestone for your own protection. And by Stanley. Make something great. We move into the bottom of the 8th inning, and we look ahead to this weekend. JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy hit the road and set up shop to broadcast America's #1 pregame show live from Foxborough, home of the undefeated Patriots. Jimmy will count down his 10 greatest teams of all time, plus Ty Law, those 10 yards with TB. We saw Bob Kraft, owner of the Patriots, winners of 19 straight. Fox NFL Sunday returns this week at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, here on Fox. Here is Mike Timlin, the 6th pitcher of the night for Boston, trying to keep it a 1-run game, and he'll work to Jeter, Rodriguez, and Sheffield, the top of the order for the Yankees. The Red Sox looking ahead in the 9th inning will have Nixon, Veritek, Cabrera. If anybody gets on, Bill Miller. Miller, who has already won a game this season against Rivera, at Fenway Park.
So much for a laugher from either of these teams in this series.
People will say, well, should it surprise you with these two teams and what happened last year? Tonight, with the way this game started, the way Messina was pitching, clearly this is a shock. And the Boston Red Sox, to their credit, and this is to no one's surprise, didn't quit. They kept on coming. And here they are, 1 run down in the 8th. As Jeter grounds to short, Cabrera backed up and gets his man, 1 out. With this crowd and this feel here at Yankee Stadium is a feeling of unease by these fans who were just rolling, having fun, who's your daddy chants and all that. And now it's a 1-run game with this middle part of the Red Sox lineup coming up in the 9th.
And certainly room for thinking from the Yankees, either the players or the fans or a combination of the two, that if you can't win with a pitcher out there retiring the first 19 in a row and you've got an 8-run lead and they made it close under those circumstances, what in the world are they going to do in a close game?
With 1 out, nobody on, here's Rodriguez. Strike 1. Again, looking ahead, you have Pedro Martinez and John Lieber in game 2. And then Bronson Arroyo against Kevin Brown, game 3. The Red Sox are 4-0 in games that Arroyo started this year against the Yankees. The 0-1, 0-2. This was the matchup, even with Schilling involved. Who knew how his ankle would respond and how he would pitch. As we said earlier, with the pitching, the starting pitching the way it is right now for the Yankees, they had to bank, especially getting 8 runs on getting a win tonight. Rodriguez gets a whiff of 1.
The minute you mentioned Bronson Arroyo, a ball goes up and in to Alex Rodriguez. That's what happened on July 24th that started that brawl.
On purpose or not, that gets the attention of Alex Rodriguez. Up and in, down and away, 2-2.
So too, purpose pitch, exactly. That was the purpose of it, to go up and in.
Trying to drill that outside corner the next pitch, and Timlin missed. It's 2-2. Rodriguez hits a line drive, base hit to left. The ball is just jumping off his bat now.
Oh, do hitters love this when they're knocked down and then hit a rope. Prefer it back through the box, Al, but they'll take a liner to left.
And oh, do pitchers are so upset the fact they didn't make their pitch there. Wasn't much sink, didn't run inside, was inner half. That's what great hitters do.
Here's another great hitter, Gary Sheffield. Sheffield's had a nice night, a pair of doubles, a walk, 3 runs scored. But that happens when you hit in front of Matsui. Strike 1.
Historically, Timlin has, I don't want to say owned Sheffield, but he's 2 for 11 lifetime with no damage as far as home runs.
Sheffield looking to pop one here to make it a little easier in the 9th.
I know.
Normally, Terry Francona would have Mike Myers up and ready to face a guy like Matsui. I mean, either Damon or Matsui would be the reason that Mike Myers is on the ball club and there's nobody up for the Red Sox. So if Sheffield first and thirds him, then Timlin's got to pitch to the hottest hitter in this game tonight. Right-hander against a left-hander.
Well, right now, Francona is showing that he's not really a matchup guy in the sense of batting averages against and lefty-righty. He's going with his guy, Finley.
1 on, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's foul.
You might say, well, if Mike Myers gets Matsui out, who's he? You know, he can only pitch to one lefty or something. Derek Lowe is in the bullpen, and Terry told us before the game that Lowe would be his second starter if the game went extra innings. He'd be the guy.
They have Myers left down there. Javier Vasquez is at least getting some throwing in, which at this point is all you can imagine him doing, just stretching out. The 1-2 is too far inside. 2-2. The Red Sox have Arroyo listed in their bullpen tonight with Lowe and Folk.
A very close fastball from Temlin. Looked like a strike to me.
Sheffield on 2-2. Runner Rodriguez goes and Sheffield fouls it. Just a reminder, as you look at this jump by Alex Rodriguez. Coming up next, your late local news, except on the West Coast. So Mariano Rivera, who flew all day to get here, had to pitch in the 8th, now has to sit in the dugout and watch the 2-2. There's another hit for Sheffield. And it's 2 on with 1 out, and Matsui's coming up again. Matsui has been retired once, and that was on a fly ball to left. In the first inning, went down to get it, an RBI double. He scored on a hit by Bernie Williams. Then with his sacks jammed, a 3-run double off the right field wall. And in the 6th inning, one of those tack-on runs, which right now is the difference in this game. That made it 8-0. And by virtue of that RBI single down the right field line with 2 out by Matsui to score Sheffield, the Yankees still have a lead. Two on, 1 out. Matsui. Ball 1 down and in. And I'll throw in with you, Tim, if there's ever a spot to bring Myers in to get the hottest hitter in the Yankee lineup, this would be it. You've got to try and keep this a 1-run game.
I mean, Terry telling us before the game that Mike Myers has gotten a ton of big outs for the Red Sox. If this isn't a big out, what is?
Keith Folk, the closer for the Red Sox, is getting loose now, but with Matsui at the plate, he could do the big damage. 2 on, 1 out, 8-7 New York in the 8th. Two and 0. Back-to-back hits by Rodriguez and Sheffield. 2 balls, no strikes on Matsui. He could own a new ALCS record for RBIs in a game. Two and 1.
With Temlin's strength being a sinker ball pitcher, he's always 1 pitch away from getting out of it with a double play.
Matsui led the American League in double play balls last year. He's learned to cope with that 2-seamer a little better this year. That's why his average has improved.
Something he didn't see a lot in Japan. 2 balls and a strike. Matsui trying to do it again for the Yankees. On the outside corner. Good pitch. 2-2.
That was right there.
Matsui is jammed, and he pops it up. Cabrera out to get it. 2 out. Timlin gets the big out, gets Matsui, and Bernie Williams will walk in as the hitter.
That's a terrific job by Timlin after falling behind 2-0. He got the foul ball, the good pitch on the outside, and then he bites a fastball right in on the fist of Matsui.
So Folk, who was getting ready in a hurry, and the count went to 2-0 on Matsui. And ease up a little bit out in the bullpen as Bernie Williams stands in with 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1. The numbers for Bernie Williams in his career against Timlin. Rodriguez and Sheffield.
This is a big at bat to keep the momentum in the Boston Red Sox favor. Getting out of this inning, first and second. Clearly a boost to the Red Sox hitters coming up in the top of the 9th, albeit against Rivera.
Those hitters will be Nixon, Varitek, and Cabrera. Miller due up 4th. 1-0. In the air to left field. Ramirez back. Manny Ramirez can't get it. Over his head. 2 runs are going to score. The throw is cut off. Williams is safe, and it's 10-7. It's a 2-out, 2-run double.
Bernie Williams hits it very well over the head of Manny Ramirez, and Terry Francona telling us before the game, before the night's over, we may have a trail of cutoff men defensively, but we'll just have to deal with it. 1, 2, and now Kevin Millar comes over, and Bernie Williams, who should have been out at third base, gets to third without a play.
2 huge runs scoring for the Yankees to make it 10-7.
Thanks, Dad.
Your little girl. Not so little anymore. Are you ready for this? Now you can be. See your State Farm agent and plan your financial future with the company you trust. We live where you live.
Bye, Dad.
So I have NFL Sunday Ticket?
Yep, you get up to 200 NFL games. And you get DirecTV's best programming package for 4 months free.
4 months free? Am I dreaming?
No, sir.
Are you sure I'm not dreaming? Because all of a sudden Carmen Electra's hitting on me, but she's got the body of my old high school gym teacher.
Okay, you might be dreaming, but the whole DirecTV thing, that was real.
Good.
NFL Sunday Ticket only from DirecTV. Sign up now and get DirecTV's best programming package free for 4 months. It's our best offer of the year.
Red Sox World Series tickets.
$500.
I pay $4 grand.
My car, my truck, my computer.
2 months' salary.
My entire savings account.
Anything, anything. My fish. My dog.
My girlfriend.
My firstborn kid.
Really?
Seeing the Red Sox in the World Series, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted wherever there's hope.
Maverick billionaire Richard Branson has made billions by taking big risks. Now he's taking 16 contestants around the globe for the most extreme competition ever.
I'm looking for somebody who can keep up with me.
They'll face the biggest adventures.
Oh, yeah. We're going to Africa.
I get to meet Nelson Mandela.
The biggest challenges.
You have just walked out 10,000 feet.
All for the biggest prize in reality TV history. The Rebel Billionaire, Branson's Quest for the Best. Series premiere Tuesday, November 9th on Fox.
You know, I think it's time to pass my old baseball glove down to someone who appreciates it.
Oh, wow.
Donna, there you go.
That 70s Show returns with all new episodes Wednesday, November 3rd on
Fox.
Keith Folk comes out of the bullpen for Boston. Runner at third, 2 out. It's a 10-7 Yankee lead. Top part of the order producing 2 large runs for the Yankees here in game 1. Posada has driven home a run, been hit by a pitch, hitless on the night. Go back to that play, Manny Ramirez.
Well, outfielders are taught to turn around, figure out where the ball is, how far over your head, and run, and then turn to see where the ball is. And Manny was watching and running while he was trying to get the ball, and that's not how you do it.
There's a pitch that misses for ball 3, 3-0.
I would imagine Posada will be swinging here. He gets a fastball on the inside part. It's a changeup. 3-0 changeup for Posada.
So Folk was thinking like you were. 3-1. Another run 90 feet away for the Yankees as Posada hits a soft liner to Miller. It's a 10-7 Yankee lead. And 10-7 instead of 8-7 because of this off the bat of Bernie Williams and over the glove of Manny Ramirez. Yankees lead by 3, 9th inning, game 1.
My life, my job, my curse is to vanquish evil. The night falls. How do I kill him? The moon rises.
No one knows how to kill Dracula.
The hunt begins. Who's hunting whom? On October 19th, adventure has a new name. Van Helsing. On the DVD, October 19th.
Where does reality end and pure vision begin? It all starts with a Pioneer plasma display. The purest color, the purest experience. Pure vision. Only from Pioneer.
Stanley Fat Max, the only tape measure that stands out 11 feet.
Grilled. Only Taco Bell has the melty, spicy grilled stuff you crave. Spice up the night. Open till midnight or later.
The Yankees trying to hold on and win game number 1 of this ALCS. An 88-2 record in the regular season when leading after the 8th inning. The 2 losses to the Red Sox. Nixon leads it off against Rivera. Goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Jeter hauls in out number 1. Rivera entered in the 8th inning with a tying run at third, 2 out. Got Millar to pop up to short. And now gets Nixon with 1 pitch here in the 9th. Here's Veritek. Varitek takes the ball. Cabrera on deck, then Miller. Over toward the photographers, 1 ball, 1 strike. Varitek hit a 2-out, 2-run homer off Sturtz in the 7th, which made it a 3-run game. Then the 2-out, 2-run triple by Ortiz in the 8th made it a 1-run game until Bernie Williams came up with a huge 2-out, 2-run double. That's how they ruled it. As Varitek got a good rip, but he's in the hole 1-2.
We talked about Mariano Rivera in the division series. I don't think baseball has ever seen a pitcher like this. A guy who could throw 1 pitch, 1 speed, both sides of the plate, late action, and be as successful as he's been. It defies the imagination and the odds. You talk to major league hitters, they can't center the ball. They know what's coming. They can't hit it on the fat part of the bat.
Still 1-2.
They pop it up, they wade through it. He breaks more bats than any pitcher in the major leagues. He's remarkable.
He has the lowest ERA in postseason history, 0.71 coming into tonight. Varitek hits it back toward us.
You know, Timmy, you're exactly right. And for as long as he's done it, you see out of his hand, he throws a cut fastball. You hear a lot about it. If you can see the rotation on it, it's very tight and it looks like a fastball. If you see it around a little bit, kind of like a football. If you see how it cuts a little, it's not a slider, doesn't have a slider dot, but cuts. And it's hard to vary as to where the ball is going to end up. And that's why they can't center it.
The 1-2. Neither can Posada this time. 2-2. That one took off.
I throw a cutter, not as nearly as hard as him, much slower, but off center of the ball and throw it like a fastball. In many instances, pitchers will try to.
That ball was down. That's why Varitek centered it.
Take another look at this pitch to Varitek.
Trying to come in. Middle down, yeah. Then cutter, probably didn't cut as much. But as a result of the pitch looking like a fastball and cutting late, Rivera's able to vary the speed and the break. So by increasing velocity, we'll cut the break, and he has the ability to either keep it at the belt or have it drop a little bit like a true slider. But the way it comes out of his hand, it looks like a fastball. That's why they're not able to center it. He's done it for so many years. And the fact that he's throwing 94, 95 miles an hour, that's a tough pitch to hit. Not many people throw that pitch.
Rivera now with Cabrera, and he grounds one through the left side, and the tying run will come up for the Red Sox. And it's the guy who got him in July back at Fenway Park, Bill Miller. Saturday, July 24th, that brawl game that started late, Bill Miller took Rivera out into right center. A 3-run 9th inning and a victory for the Red Sox. In this case, Miller represents the tying run. The Red Sox will not go away. Ball 1.
And that double by Bernie Williams. Add-on runs.
Runners on at first and second, 1 out. A strike is called on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Miller.
That was a big break for Rivera. That's a questionable call. You can see Posada setting up inside. Miller thought it was inside. Very, very close.
The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Miller seems to be getting a pretty good look at these pitches from Rivera. Once again, 75 years ago today, the largest deficit overcome in postseason history. Philadelphia A's, Game 4 of the World Series, 8 runs, 19-29. It's a 1 point, 8-0 Yankees here. It's now 10-7, 2 on, 1 out, 9th inning. And Miller rips it foul. Pitch was up and Miller jumped on it. Miller grounds back to Rivera. The second one on to first. Game over. Yankees win Game 1, 10-7. The 31st postseason save for Mariano Rivera, the end of his long day, which started in Panama. Flying nearly 5 hours to get here, arrived in the 3rd inning. Who knew back in the 6th inning when the Yankees had made it 8-0 that they would call on Rivera for a 4-out save tonight.
Ending it all by chewing up the bat of Bill Miller, and along with everything else, Rivera, an excellent fielder. A strike to Jeter, who completes a double play to end it. What a day for that man.
Off the bat of Miller, into the glove of Rivera, to Jeter and Olrud, and the Yankees win Game 1, 10-7. Let's go down to Kenny Albert.
All right, Joe, I'm joined by Bernie Williams, who drove in 3 runs, including the Yankees' last 2 runs tonight. Bernie, you've been a part of 3 no-hitters. Mike Messina retired the first 19. At what point did you start to think no-hitter?
Probably about, I always think maybe the bottom of the 3rd, when he, or the top of the 3rd in this case, when he, gives, a clean inning, you start thinking about this guy might be, going for something special here. So you start tightening up a little bit on the defense and makes you more aware.
Bernie, what was going through your mind when the Red Sox pulled to within 8-7?
Well, I mean, it was a little bit surprising, but that team, they might be joking around all the time, but that team is no joke. They can come back with the best of them, and they have been playing like that the whole year.
All right, Bernie, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, thank you very much. In the end, the Red Sox leave only 2 on base all night, and they lose 10-7. But they did not quit. They kept fighting, and we look ahead to tomorrow night. John Lieber, Pedro Martinez. For more information on tonight's game and for the latest information on Major League Baseball, go to foxsports.com. We look back on tonight. Mike Messina, Curt Schilling. Messina had a perfect game going into the 7th inning. With 1 out, that ended, and the Yankees nearly lost the lead. But in the end, they turned to their old friend Mariano Rivera. He goes an inning and a 3rd and gets his 31st career postseason save. Until tomorrow night, Game 2, 8 o'clock Eastern. Pedro Martinez, John Lieber. For Tim McCarver, Al Leiter, Kenny Albert, I'm Joe Buck. So long from New York. Yankees win it 10-7.
He's trapped behind enemy lines. Now, Lois faces a desperate mission, saving Private Reese.
I've been shot at, chased, married. And when the guy found out I was a dude, it wasn't like a total deal breaker.
The Malcolm season premiere at its new time, Sunday, November 7th on Fox.
He went from high school dropout to one of the richest men in the world.
The name's Branson. Sir Richard Branson.
Branson created his Virgin Empire with the fearlessness of a true maverick, and recently grabbed headlines with his plan to fly tourists into space.
We made history today with Spaceship One.
Now, this billionaire adventurer has a new show just as exciting as his life.
We're not selling lemonade.
When 16 contestants go around the world to test their business sense and sense of adventure. The ultimate risk taker is taking us all on a reality challenge beyond anyone's imagination. And it's all to win the biggest prize in reality TV history. The Rebel Billionaire premieres Tuesday, November 9th on Fox.
Strong winds, dry conditions, and